Mike Klein. First thing we got to talk about, can we not get like a golf cart, a Segway, maybe some rollerblades or something for Magnus on that walk? I mean, like, what would you use as means of transportation there?
Who knew track and field was an event? He walked 5K to get to the totem, and in fact, that's the most I've seen him sweat all week. His opponents didn't make him sweat that much, but we did with that trophy walk.
Honestly, we should jump straight into what we saw in the Lions Vault because we just had the chess grand finals. Completely undefeated. What went down?
Magnus actually almost had an easier time defending his title than winning his first title last year in Riyadh. He actually dropped a few games last year. This year, he was sick, a little bit weakened, and yet he still didn't drop a single game. He won the finals 3-1, 3-1 against the upstart Denis Lazovic. And he joked that he's the number one player in the world, and the number two player is a sick Magnus Carlsen. And that is exactly what happened. A sick Magnus Carlsen won EWC. I don't think he wanted to be sick, but nonetheless, even sick, he got the job done. So he won both sets 3-1, 3-1. No third set needed. Got it done in straight sets, I guess we could say. And but Denis Lazovic had such a fantastic tournament. He's really made a name for himself in the online chess world. He's kind of a COVID chess baby because he got his start back when we were all locked down. That was actually an advantage in chess because he played so many games online.
That's cool.
And now here he is proving himself sort of out in the real world. So, but you know, Magnus, he's such a sportsman. In the final game, it was already a foregone conclusion, and he sacrificed his queen for a minor piece, which in chess is like trading LeBron James for a seventh grader.
Oh, thank you for explaining that. That actually helps a lot.
And he still won the game.
Really good.
Now, I should say the sacrifice was sound. Magnus knew that it was, but it was still amazing because he does have a flair for sports and the dramatic. He could have won in a more prosaic way, but the chess glitterati.
Yes.
That was for you.
That's me.
Amongst us, can definitely appreciate the way that he won. He likes winning all kind of formats. He believes the future of chess is in front of a live crowd, and he got the job done today.
Love that. Yeah, what a fantastic job he did. I love that. I also love the analogy of atomic bomb versus the coughing baby. That's one of my other favorite analogies. But of course, we did see what happened on the grand finals, but also I heard that there was a little bit of drama in our third, fourth place match. Ooh.
Yeah, turns out it wasn't just in the Allianz Vault, it was in all of EWC, but we had Hikaru Nakamura, Alireza Firouzja, both Team Falcons. You would think that, there's going to be a little bit of fraternité, if I can get into the French spirit here. But what happened is that Nakamura was up in the match by a game, and there was some sort of disconnection or something. And originally Nakamura thought it might be something other than what it was, and it turned out to be a network error that briefly affected a few of the games here. And after a pause and they reset, Alireza had a roughly equal position when that happened, and then he kind of just collapsed. He lost that game, and he went down 3-1. He was still technically alive. He had 2 more games left, so he could have theoretically, as big of a mountain as that is to win 2 games on demand against Nakamura, he was still technically alive, but he walked off. He left the entire EWC and he was forfeited. So Falcons were already guaranteed 500 points for third place anyway, but by forfeit, Nakamura went on to get third place. But again, it should be noted, he was definitely in the driver's seat to finish third, even if Alireza had not left the arena.
Glitter, have we seen anyone else walk off stage at EWC so far?
Not that I know of, no. That's definitely a first.
If you had asked me to play PUBG Mobile, I would walk off.
You would be the second.
Okay, I would be the second, but yeah.
Hey, you know what? It's a difficult game to figure out for some people. We'll go ahead and allow it. But Glitter, on that note, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about PUBG Mobile at the Qiddiya City Grid.
Yeah.
What have we seen?
Well, day 2 of the finals still have 1 more day to go, which means that there's still action left on the board. However, things completely kind of shook up after the matches that we managed to get through, and that's kind of a big deal for 2 reasons. One, the team at the top, the way the format of the tournament is, the team at the top kind of sets the point threshold for the third and final day of finals. Right now, that team is Aurora Gaming in the 100-point club. I think they're around 104 points, I believe, which is a very, very high amount. For the rest of the teams that aren't close, trying to achieve that point threshold on day 3 will be a little bit more difficult. Now, they're followed by some heavy hitters. You've got E-Arena in there. There's only a few points behind, alongside quite a few other squads. So it's going to be a really close day 3 heading into that. And on the other side of that, Vitality was a team that we were talking about a lot heading into these finals. They have been very quiet, so it's not great for them. Yeah.
Oh no, because I remember you were hyping them up a little bit.
I was
before,
excited.
And then where are they? They're just
asleep. Oh, I don't. I think they had definitely some bigger expectations on their shoulders heading into finals, and sat around 6th to start the day. Now down to 12th, so not really good.
That is an absolute shame. But as you said, there's still day 3 to go. But over on the STC Arena stage, we had a little bit more Rocket League today.
Yeah, Rocket League was really fun. We mentioned it previously. The way the draw went, every single matchup was actually an inter-regional situation, right?
Exactly.
So we managed to get through some of it so far. SSG beat Shopify Rebellion. That was the North American side of things. NIP beat Gentlemates, which that Gentlemates were not happy about. We've seen how crazy their fan base is in the best way possible. And so that was a very close back and forth. But still to come, we have the MENA face-off between Falcons and Twisted Minds. And this is where it kind of ties in with chess a little bit, because the points Falcons get for the CC side of things were still very helpful for the club. Can they do the same in Rocket League? We'll have to wait and see. And then, of course, the matchup between Vitality and KC. It's another big one.
Oh, 100%. We will dive into those club championship points in just a moment. But before we do that, we still have one more stage to talk about, the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet stage with some Rainbow Six Siege. And girl, I can hear the drums.
I know, we're so close to it.
In the venue, I'm in the bathroom, I hear I go, all right, I'm vibing. But what are they so excited about?
Well, that's all Furia. Okay, that is the Furia fan base, and they have been going since last time they got to see Furia play. I mean, they are yet another dedicated fan base. Obviously, before Furia was on stage, there was a 3rd, 4th decider match. That was between DZ and Geek K, and DZ were able to take that one home. So that was kind of good for them, because I think they were potentially one of the teams that people were expecting to see in the finals. It ends up being an all-Brazilian World Championship, though, between FaZe and Furia, and maybe the drums are going to be what puts Furia over the edge. You know, you don't know.
Oh, it better be. Has anyone showed up with drums, vuvuzelas, or perhaps some sort of instrument at chess events?
We're working on it. Fantastic pronunciation of vuvuzela. The South Africans are making a big name in the chess world. So, yeah. No, and no didgeridoos either. But again, we are working on it. We're a little bit of a newcomer on the EWC scene, and so we're accepting all invitations to get with the program. I can hear the drums around me as we speak. Yeah, if they would, they'd be beating for Magnus Carlsen, that's for sure. So Norway, get on it, okay? Norway does the rowing thing, remember, from the World Cup football?
Oh, that's actually my favorite thing. I was ready.
That's what we need.
The stage?
We need to bring those World Cup football fans to EWC so we could see the rowing. Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
That'd be amazing.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about the club championship rankings and the points, because in chess, we got to see quite a few points go over to Team Liquid.
Yeah, we certainly did. Team Liquid did pretty well last year. This year, they were sitting on 0.
Yes.
When the week began, they got 200 in Rainbow Six, and they got the full thou with Magnus Carlsen. And, it's kind of like a relay race. You want your anchor leg to be your best runner. I know we're only in the penultimate week of EWC, but Magnus got the job done. But also shout out to Denis Lazovic, because it was his performance that extended the lead by 250 points. He gets 750. Hikaru gets 500 for the Falcons. So Denis actually helped the margin grow a little bit greater there by even getting second place. So But yeah, Team Liquid, they're on the doorstep of a top 10 placement.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Glitter, this is something that we have been talking about recap after recap. We never saw Liquid on the board after 2 back-to-back runner-up years at EWC, and finally we saw them there. I think it was
Page 1.
Yeah, page 1,
They're
baby.
up now because of Magnus. And honestly, I think a lot of Liquid's points hopes were hinged on Magnus. I think he had some very big expectations to live up to, able to do exactly that, push them up the leaderboard just a little bit.
An idea?
Yeah.
When you sacrifice your queen in the final game, you should get a bonus 100. Can we get that in the rules next year?
Okay, you know what? I'm phoning John EWC right now. Can we have this?
I don't know who John is, but make it happen. And I apologize, Don. You sound like a very important person.
You don't have like that's John Chess?
Okay.
John Roblox?
Yeah.
John? No, okay.
I mean, I've got John PUBG Mobile.
John PUBG Mobile?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic. We've got people all around. But no, I'll see if maybe we can make that happen.
Please do.
Sure. Who knows? But yes, it's so nice to see more of these points up on the
100%.
board for these club champions.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, you saw on the second page, there are the other orgs like with that we just talked about. Geek got 300 points for that 4th place finish. They will be on that list. Furia on there, FaZe on there, everybody we just talked about in Siege. So any additional bit of points does matter, because even if you're not able to claim the trophy, you're still jumping up and down the leaderboard. That's determining club championship prize pool money. So every win is still big.
Huge, even. All right, well, this basically brings us to the end of Spotlight. But before I let you go, Mike, anything else that you want to say to all the adoring chess fans out there, the people who are excited for Magnus, or maybe the people who want to see someone else take the win in the future?
Well, I just say that Magnus wants a good rivalry. He loves sports. If you ask him about the 1980s NBA basketball, he'll tell you all about Jordan and Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. So he wants somebody to rise up and be a perennial challenger to him, because he knows that makes a good narrative in sports. Maybe Dennis is becoming that person. Dennis is only going to get better at 19. Magnus, he might get better, but he's trying to hold on to his skill set. So we could see, this Dennis versus Magnus rivalry repeat at EWC next year. If not, there's, Nakamura still there, Ali Reza still there. So somebody is going to create a narrative to challenge Magnus every year.
Or hear me out, Glitter. You start your chess journey right now. You start training, and we see you here next year.
I've been thinking about it. This could be my calling.
It could. I believe in you, girl. Do you believe in Glitter?
Yeah, and I'd like for Checkmate to have some glitter bombs drop on the board.
You're making all the new rules from here on out.
Special move. You throw the glitter whenever
Yes.
there's a potential misplay or a fantastic play. Well, listen, that is it for the EWC Spotlight. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion.
Jackie, we only have 7 minutes and 7 seconds. For what? To get there. What happens if we don't? We lose. Come on, Jackie, you're only knocked. Get up. What a lovely view.
Hey man, it's beautiful, but we ain't got time.
True.
Yo, we made it.
Barely, with 7 seconds to spare.
Let's go, baby.
The finals are here.
Je suis prêt, c'est parti, voir où m'emmène la vie. Comme sur mon green, tu m'entends quand je respire. Top le veston, jamais été, jamais fait une gros pas. Big plan, j'ai fait changer toute la piste. Regarde ma pêche, je pense pas, j'attire. Je coupe la line, laisse la cul, laisse frémir. Nouvelle état, new name, toujours fluide dans le move. Main en l'air quand je rentre dans le groove. Garde ce regard, je suis déjà posé. De part je tourne, glace dans mes yeux figés. Vite encore, puis je prends tout ce qui est à moi. Trop vite, trop fort.
Time for the last SCC rewind of PMWC for EWC 26, and we're going to look back at everything that happened yesterday, have a little bit of a talk about it here, Mr. John, and see how it all went down, because yesterday it was a marathon of games for these teams to try and struggle through.
Yeah, we had 8 matches played, the 2 Miramars at the start of the day. They went pretty quickly. I mean, those first 5 that I was casting during the day, it felt like there was some real pace to it, and I feel like our teams wanted to get through it because there were just so many of them. What was really interesting was the dynamic of having 2 Miramar sets in the same day and seeing the adjustments between the two. So that was something that would have come through. But a big feature, obviously, is the top of the tables. E-Arena able to keep a hold of that one.
Yeah, definitely. Their win to start things off really set the pace. Of course, they didn't quite get themselves towards podium, towards the middle stages of yesterday. However, extremely strong, consistent eliminations coming through across a lot of those games. So once again, E-Arena is now in a position where effectively they've set the smash barrier, and they're going to be the ones to try and challenge for that straight away here, John.
Absolutely, but there's other teams as well who are going to look to try and push past that smash boundary. Getting past it, it was set at 122 points, so you're getting past that and then needing a chicken dinner. There's plenty of teams within striking distance of that over the 6 matches today. We were talking a lot about some of the other teams as well that are in that close contention. Nongshim and I think Nigma Galaxy are 2 that we're probably going to be highlighting here, with Nongshim able to get that late chicken dinner to really put themselves back in contention. I say Nigma Galaxy is in that direct spot. I think they are just outside it, to be fair. They were sort of, that's kind of the story of their day yesterday.
An amazing moment for Coops, obviously, in that 1v4 going up against Furia. I think that is going to live in people's memories for a long time, especially Furia's, even though they did actually fight back in the next game straight away and actually get themselves a victory from a very similar spot. So Furia shows some great resilience there. But at the same time, if you look at the mid portion of yesterday, those 3 Erangels, John, we had a spectacular showing from S2G. What year is this? They get themselves a first, second, first. That was awesome for S2G to put themselves in the running as well.
Absolutely, they had a really great resurgence, a name that we haven't seen at the top of the Turkish scene, let alone the global scene, for quite a while now, and I think that is brilliant for them to be able to come back. Without the name of Silas on side, though, which is a little bit disappointing for me. I would have loved to see him alongside, but that's not my decision to make.
No, it is not. And they are making some great decisions on the battleground regardless of that. And also who's making great decisions, and again, what year is it? Aurora, when a lot of pundits and experts had really kind of given up on them being able to win. Obviously, we saw them as Alpha Gaming, as Falcons kind of in the past as well. And now this roster suddenly is like, well, you know what? We're going to prove all the pundits and experts wrong and find ourselves at the top of the table as well.
We are sometimes seeing the dockening happening a couple of times, though. There are still those little glints and gleams of the faults past, but hopefully they are going to put them in the past because they have one day left to sit atop the pack and maybe claim a global title where they have been denied so frequently.
All right, well, that does it for the STC Rewind here for the last day of the finals for PMWC EWC 26. You don't want to miss what happens today.
At the end of the day, we will have a team placing their key in the totem and cementing themselves in history here at EWC. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PMWC at EWC 26. The final day. 2 weeks of grueling hard work from this squad is gonna conclude today. We don't know how many teams is gonna end up being, how many games actually is gonna end up being. It could be 2, could be 3, could be 4, could be 5, could be actually all the way to 6. But I'm joined by none other than Maxman, Neptura, and myself, the 7WG. Max, how are we feeling going into this final day?
Oh, I'm so happy really for today because we are going to be 100% going to be crowning a new PMWC champion here. There's no Yangon Galacticos, there's no Alpha 7 to get that trophy back for themselves. So today, one team will be making history at Paris.
There will be making history. And for everybody, before we show anything else, just a quick reminder, the prize pool, $3 million. First place is gonna get a cool 500,000. But before we even talk more about that, just remember, if you are going to be using social media, use that hashtag EWC, hashtag EWC26. And while we're at it, let's give them a cool pose so they can actually screenshot it and share it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. There you go. That's all you guys get. Hopefully, you'll be able to share with the hashtag EWC and hashtag EWC26. And don't forget to do your predictions as well in the EWC app. Put in your predictions. Our predictions aren't doing quite well, but maybe it will be the turnaround today for some of the squads. But talking about the prize pool earlier on, $3 million, life-changing money, especially for first place. Don't forget, we also have the finals MVP, the Sony MVP, which is going to be $25,000.
25K for just fragging out completely. I can't wait to see who's actually going to bring that one home. We are looking at a few different contenders, I feel like, Max. You know, you do have Milu in there. We did see Hyunbin popping off. We saw, I think, Aaron as well was MVP for one game. So again, still, you know, doing some really good stuff there. So still very contentious for that. Looking very much forward to today's 7. I think it's going to be a fantastic day. The games are going to be awesome. However many we have, just going to be super intense. And that Rondo to kick things off. Let's go. Super excited for that.
I can't wait for the Rondo. But first, we got to talk about some of the amazing plays that we've been seeing so far. Earlier, Kalara's got a chance to mention it too. Coops has been popping off for this squad so much that I got to say it one more time. Coops!
Yes. No, I mean, you see in the first clip here is the 1v4 against Furia. Again, I don't know why Furia were like, no, we're going to send on the mountain. This is Coop's Mountain now. It's what it's officially called. They're going to add it on the minimap in the game. But no, Coop's able to get himself some sig grenades, gets that 1v2 at the end, and then the final player. This guy is absolutely insane. And keep on top of your mind, of course, there's no hot drop with Ida anymore on Erangel.
Exactly.
So that's another big advantage. So NGX, they're not too far from the podium. They could be making a big jump.
And another player that has been putting up great performances is none other than Spower from Godlike. This man, and even if it's not going to be challenging for the first place, which hopefully they will be challenging for at least a top 5, he's been putting up performances.
I am so impressed with S-Power, I have to say. Coming out here, you know, again, not much experience. You're going, okay, they're not going to really be up to the par of these massively experienced teams at a global level, but S-Power, he's got the peaks, he's got the angles, he's got the game sense. I mean, I would not have batted an eye if you had told me, oh yeah, he's been playing global for 3 or 4 years. That is where we're at with him, so I'm super duper impressed. Can't wait to see what he's got still up his sleeve coming into today, because however many games we got, I know he's going to absolutely crush it.
He also has the Molotov, by the way. Yeah, that was a really good Molotov.
Is it a hair buff? He has the best hair.
He does have the hair,
Jealous.
Bob.
Don't bring it up. I'm super jealous, okay?
So am I. So am I, dude.
We'll figure it out, Max. Maybe by next PMWC, we'll have just a full set of hair. But we got to talk about what's currently going to be at play, which is none other than the Smash Zone, which is currently set at 122 points. For everybody that might not be familiar, that might be watching EWC, might not be familiar with PUBG Mobile Esports, don't worry, we got you covered. Today, the Smash Roll is going to be in play. A team needs to be able to achieve 122 points, and after that, if they get a win, they will be able to win via Smash Roll. If they don't win within the first 6 games via Smash Roll, then after 6 games, we will go to the team with the most points in the leaderboard. But let's take a look at the overall so we can actually get an idea of where the teams are at, because E-Arena finished off the day great yesterday, and they're currently with the team that's at that Smash Zone, and they're at 112 points.
Arena, I think they could definitely do it in this first game, right? Because we have seen before that some teams who are right there struggle really badly to actually make that threshold at all. That pressure just gets to them. But for me, E-Arena is definitely one of those teams that I don't think will have a problem with that. They just need to smash it out of the park in this next game, maybe next 2 games, and I think we could definitely have a smash threshold by game 2 with them.
Could be happening, really could be happening, especially with that stadium finish they got just a few days ago, right? So definitely a big opportunity for them to make it happen. Though I'm looking at Nongshim Red Force. We used to keep saying, right, going into a global event, we never got an international smash. It never happened. That's now changed with PMMI, the Macau Invitational, and it was Nongshim Red Force able to snatch it away from the grasp of Furia. So Nongshim Red Force being the team just behind E-Arena, that's a scary, scary prospect for all of Thailand.
It is, and then you have in third place one team that has been very consistent, that usually we give them a lot of feedback because they tend to be very inconsistent, and it's none other than Aurora Gaming. Aurora Gaming within that striking distance, and this is a team that we really haven't gotten a chance to see any insane pop-up performances that we know they're capable of, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do end up seeing that Aurora Gaming today.
I am going to be very intrigued to see what Aurora do here, because I feel like they are a day 3 team. They do come out of the woodwork somehow. They are very, very quiet for the first 2 days, and then day 3, oh my goodness, completely different ballpark. So I think that could definitely be something that we're going to be seeing, specifically in the first rondo, because they have been known to put up massive elims in that first game.
I just want to say, can we stop getting a global MVP and just actually win a tournament, Aurora? That would be really nice.
True.
On the second page, we did see for a little bit there, teams I would say below Tianbao really going to struggle to make it work out. But here you have it, the race to the Smash Zone for all of these teams. Of course, we know E-Arena need an extra 10 points, but everyone else is going to need 17 points for the likes of Nongshim Red Force. Aurora is going to need a total of, what is that? I'm a little bit small, 18 points. So 1 and an 8. So really, on Rondo, those numbers are very easily achievable if you do end up getting that chicken dinner, and especially if you get a lot of eliminations straight away in that hot drop.
And for the teams that are currently in 7th place, 4th rise, for the team that's currently in 8th place, Furia, you need to be able to put up those numbers if you want to be crowned a new champion. And that is our Sony story of the day. With some of their squads. I can't wait to see who's the one that's going to be taking it. By the way, 4th drives, they are 45 points away from it. So I'm hoping that for 4th drives, they're going to have a great start here in Rondo. But we got to talk about E-Arena, because that was one squad, Max, that was able to perform really, really well.
We have to go a little bit deeper on E-Arena, the White Rabbits. How are things going to go down for them? We're going to check out the individual player stats, which I was a little bit critical yesterday. Looking at the player stats, I was like, look, they're actually quite low for a lot of these players, right around like between 1 and 2. The thing is, every player gets that every single game. It adds up really slowly, but over time it adds up to, like, I think it's total of 80 eliminations, which is crazy. So the fact is not just like, oh, you don't have 2 really good players or 3 really good players. No, every single one on this lineup is doing so well. Mormon, Joker, Schweppes, and Tony K are definitely showing up massively for Thailand. If they maintain these kind of results, Niptura, that Rondo in terms of eliminations is going to go fantastically well.
It is. I mean, I was really impressed with Mormon. We saw some great stuff coming in from him yesterday. Day 1 was for sure the better day for them. They were able to just skyrocket up to that first place. Day 2 slipped down a little bit. They were not feeling as confident, not feeling as strong. But I tell you what, Mormon's still stepping up to the plate even in day 1. So I think also a lot of teams, like we were talking about Aurora, right? They are also a day 3 team. There's a lot of teams that do have that sort of up and down, just how it works out, right, in those finals. So for me, EA, day 2 not being so great, they have wins. They're top of the leaderboard. It's not the end of the world for me.
I have one slight tip though for E-Arena.
Tell 'em.
When you take a fight, don't use 20 billion smokes to hide yourself. Just hold on to your utility. I'm telling you, they're quite useful in this event.
You're not wrong.
They've done it so many times, dude. Thanks, Max,
It's a team.
for bringing that. Yeah, it's like 11 smokes all over the place. They're just going... They're not going to be able to see us. But yeah, for E-Arena, there is that one. But we got to talk about Aurora, especially because of the consistency, especially because what we've been talking about as well. This is a team that has caliber players in that squad. And then we have S2G, which they have 3 chicken dinners in total here in the finals.
It's really interesting because both of these teams play very similarly, actually, right? Both of them are quite compact, quite quiet until they're able to spread out a little bit more, able to take those fights, able to push other teams away. They're very other team focused, right? But for me, okay, Aurora just has a little bit more of that expertise in this. They've been doing this for a lot longer, this kind of strategy. And so even though they don't have that win, they have a win, but they don't have the 3 that S2G have.
Yep.
I think there still could be something. S2G have 3 wins, but over the course of the last 2 days, they've been very hot and cold. They either are out in last or they win a massive game. So it's for me, I'm on the fence because I think Aurora has that better consistency, but S2G have proven to us more that they can win. And when it comes to that Smash rule, it's whoever wins.
Yeah, I mean, you're going very gameplay specific here, which is great to hear about that. But I have 2 players that I'm looking at for both teams. HamCG maybe getting his 2nd international trophy, right?
Yes.
Won PMGC a few years ago back in Jakarta with actually S2G, right? He's still on that lineup. And then you have Top, that's gotten so many global MVPs in the past, same as Doc, right? I would love to see them get an MVP award. It would be cool. But I feel like the trophy and a $500,000 prize pool would be huge to get 7.
It would be, and I think for his legacy, for his career, as well as where he's probably getting towards the later end of his career, this would be the perfect time for him to end up winning a global championship, especially the way that he was able to perform last year. He'll be able to pick it up, and I just want to see Aurora pop off. I want to see what would happen when all those teams pop off. Other teams that are going to be popping off and that are going to be looking to actually perform here are going to be Ulf and Furia. Furia, they need to start seeing that aggressiveness again, because that was the best time, and stay away from driving around. Drive-bys, no.
They love using the cars in these finishes, especially Ayala. Gonna calm it down, especially when pushing onto E-Arena in that open finish outside of Yasnaya Lake. But we had so many great moments that really stood out for Furia and also Ulf, right? The Wolf pack and also the Jaguar pack were also looking really strong at this moment. But in particular, I'm looking at these teams, they kept getting 2nd places, right? You're looking at Furia, 2nd place in PMMI, snatched away with a smash ruling by Nongshim Red Force. Then you're looking at Ulf, PMGO Season 1 in Jakarta, 2nd place. PMGC before that, 2nd place just behind Alpha 7. They've been close so many times in the past, but it's time to put those rumors to bed. The Sukkening is not happening. Can we call it that? Is that okay?
Yeah. I mean, we have the Dockening, we have the Sukkening. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, wait, that can go. Wait. We'll do that, Max, just for you. We'll
It
make
used to
that
be the
happen.
Alpha 7, but then that's not a thing anymore because they ended up winning. And now they just exactly.
Oh, no. I'm very intrigued to see both of these teams here. Just to add to your point, Max, is for me, looking how both of these teams play, Furia is very methodical, very calculated, so that kind of feels like they're a little bit slow, but they're very proactive. They will make a fight happen, whereas Ulf, they're more reactive. And so when you come to those 2 different strategies, it's kind of going to be really interesting to see, as the smash comes in, as that pressure comes in, who's actually going to benefit from that.
Yeah, one person that it's currently not with us, but I know that they definitely want to talk about Furia, especially with their driver license, is none other than Lace. Lace, I don't know where you're currently at, so let's see if she's going to give the driver license back to Furia or just keep it away.
Look, this is what we're going to discuss. Kalaris, Jackie, and Lace here. Obviously, we have our teams that are leading the pack, the E-Arenas, Aurora, Nongshim. But we are going to talk about Rondo, specifically the map coming up, along with our middle pack teams. And one of these teams, Kalaris, for Thrives, our PMWC champions at 77 points. What are their expectations today, especially going into Rondo?
I think they've got to make some adjustments, to say the least. Obviously, our first day, second day were for Thrives. They were looking a bit of a shadow of their former selves compared to what we saw in the group stage. They looked a bit more opportunistic there, as well as able to allow Falak's gunplay to really kind of flex out against some of these teams. So I need to see them just almost take a few more risks, but just kind of find themselves like a bit more forcefully moving into some of these circles as opposed to sitting on the edge meekly and not really kind of doing much.
And Rondo's the map to take risks, right?
Yeah.
We expect this is where you will gather most of those eliminations. And obviously, you know, they got to chat a little bit about Furia, but Jackie, I want to pick your brain about Furia because we all know how I feel in their drive-by special, but this is a team that sort of can maximize eliminations, and they are at 74 points. What do you think expectations lie on Furia coming into this?
I think they know domestically how to approach Smash rules. They're going to be playing a little bit more aggressive here. They're going to basically come into this one with the mindset of we need big games, right? Not only do you need to go into it with the mindset of we need 11 to 14 elims in this game. That's the kind of safety net. Anything above that's a blessing, James. But you've got to target teams above you as well. Realistically, break their legs on the way if you have to stop them getting into a safe position in Smash.
This is the crazy thing about those kind of mid-pack teams is that I think they're going to need a little bit of divine intervention from elsewhere to be able to catch up, and then they probably need themselves 2 wins along the way, whilst also figuring out the fact that somebody could quite easily finish it before those 2 wins even come their way as well. So there is some of that does come in. For Furia, they've been on the absolute the other end of this, losing out PMMI to Nongshim Red Force that were able to smash despite Furia having more points than them at the end. So for Furia, they don't want that to be occurring again.
They don't. I like the way that you said that. Let's just hope the top teams kind of fall out, giving these middle pack teams an absolute opportunity and chance to do so. But of course, we're going to have to wait and see. But 7, I am going to bestow the driver's license back to Furia so they can do the absolute craziness it is Rondo in this map.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Let's see what kind of craziness we're going to be getting here in Rondo coming up. But I know with everything going on here at EWC 26, there's a lot of movement happening within the club championship. So, Glitter, what's currently going on with the club championship?
To get through, so let's dive into it. We have had so much going on here in our championship weekend, and right now 2 grand finals have officially completed. Yesterday over in chess, it was Magnus Carlsen who was able to take home the title when he faced off against Dennis Lazovic. That of course means that Liquid got the 1,000 points when it comes to the club championship, and AGAL were managing to get that 750 points that were already accounted for last time we spoke. But that wasn't the only grand finals that happened. We then moved on over to the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet, where we had Rainbow Six Siege finishing their grand finals as well. That was a massive face-off between 2 Brazilian orgs in Furia and FaZe, and at the end of the day, it was FaZe who was able to take home the win despite all of the support from the Furia fans in the crowd. Both of those squads are also in the club championship as well, so some points on the board for them. But now we're focusing on what we've got going on here today, because we have 2 more grand finals that will be ending today. One of them will be in Rocket League. Now, they still have to determine which teams will make their way through to their grand finals, as they'll be starting off with their semifinals matches here today. And these are going to be some big ones when it comes to the club championship side of things, because on the top side of the bracket, we have KC versus Falcons, and we know how everyone is keeping their eyes on Falcons to see what they're able to do with the points. Then on the bottom side of the bracket, we have SSG and NIP. So it's going to be an action-packed day from Rocket League as well. But Seven, I'm going to send it back on over to you so we can get into what we have going on in PUBG Mobile today.
Shout out to the amazing Glitter Explosion, getting all those updates, running around to every single stage, and just keeping us updated with what's going on within that club championship ranking. But right now, I want to get some predictions out of you guys, because we've been getting the predictions out of the viewers. Max, which is the team that's going to be eliminated first in Rondo?
Oh, I thought we wanted like a pick of who's going to win. Eliminated first, Aurora. It seems like something they would do.
That's crazy. That's wild.
No. For you, I'm going to switch it up.
Oh.
Hold on a second. Slow down.
All right.
Which team is going to be winning Rondo?
Which team is going to be winning Rondo? 4 Thrive.
Yes!
Do it.
It ain't happening. Sorry, guys.
Dang.
Don't listen to him.
No. Hold on. That might be a good thing, because they might be able to just reverse that curse. And it could be a blessing here for 4 Thrives. But ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking enough. We've been waiting for this moment to start. And I think it's time we get started with PMWC at EWC 26, the final day.
has been relentless, and the finish line is in sight. Just 6 maps sit between your team and the PMWC title.
But Barney, the Smash Pool is here, so anyone who reaches 122 points can snatch the victory with one last chicken dinners and become our champion.
There's something brutally honest about the final day.
Indeed.
Don't give me excuses, just give me results. My name is Barney Banks and I'm your host alongside the awesome Looty. And welcome to Smash Sunday!
I hope you're ready, Atom, because we are ready. So it's time to welcome one last time our finalists on stage, starting with Al Hula Club Esports!
Orangutan!
Esports!
Team Vitality!
Godlike Esports!
Hora Esports!
Team Flash!
Tianba!
Furia!
Thrives Esports!
Wolf Esports!
Nigma Galaxy!
S2G Esports!
Aurora Gaming!
Nongshim Red Force!
And finally, leading the charge, we have E-Arena! Every single one of these teams has proven that they belong on the Gadia City grid. Today, they fight to be the last team standing.
Only one key will remain intact. After Alpha 7 and Yangon Galacticos, the throne sits empty, and Paris demands a champions. The dawn of the final is here. This is PMWC 2026 at EWC.
Months of preparation, thousands of hours played, and sacrifices have led to this point. Life-changing money sits on the horizon, and a legacy that dreams are made of.
We saw it in the group stage. We saw it in the survival stage. These teams are here for a reason, and every single one of them can actually clutch it all and become our PMWC champion.
Rondos we've had at this event have been ludicrous. There's been so many huge games. E-Arena, one team that's already shown we can break records here live at EWC. So yeah, I think it's going to be a spicy start on Rondos.
Finish it! Thailand makes a stand here at EWC. An incredible 39-pointer.
E-Arena barely made it here into the finals, and now they're looking on top of the leaderboards. If they could just continue to be a little bit consistent, we should be able to see them win the whole thing.
It's just Raouf, and that is it. E-Arena get the first chicken dinner here today.
พวกเรารู้ดีครับว่ามีอะไรเป็นเดิมพัน प्रेशर तो है, हम इसके लिए तैयार भी हैं और बाकी हम यहाँ पे compete करने आए हुए हैं.
My opinion on Four Thrives is that they're actually a very talented team. I think they've got a lot of firepower. They're proving that in a LAN environment like this internationally, they can show up and be a dark horse to contend. They've got championship mentality, and I think we're going to see that today.
Oh, I guess the secure Four Thrives finally shut down E-Arena.
The team that surprised me the most has got to be Nigma Galaxy. I mean, they were getting hot dropped by EDA almost the whole tournament, and they're at the top of leaderboards. They can actually win this whole thing.
Down to the last man in Joel. They need to isolate the peak as he hits Lord Heavy, but he's gone.
That is insane. I got to eat my words on that one as well. I mean, for Nigma Galaxy, what a good game.
The team that I think is actually going to win the event might be a bit of a dark horse right now, but I think they've been looking consistent and can actually get in there to take it. And my pick would be Nongshim Red Force. They've had great communication, great structural plays in how they're advancing into the zone, but the firepower's all come alive just when it needed to, and that aggression could win it for them.
So Easy wants to live up to his name as the punishing play arrives, and it's Nongshim Red Force with the chicken dinner.
저희를 교전으로 상대했을 때 긴장하셔야 될 겁니다.
My dream scenario is if we see 6 matches with like 6, 7 teams in the Smash Zone just battling it out to see who's gonna take the whole thing. And the most wildest thing ever, if we just see like a 6th place team somehow clutch up a chicken dinner and win it. Like that, to me, that would be just the best.
The stage is set. Our team's in position. And like Lutty said on the stage, the dawn of the final day has finally arrived, Blank, and everyone is sat in anticipation here live in Paris, France for a new champion to be crowned, the new 4 kings of PUBG Mobile.
And there could be quite a few contenders for that throne right now. A lot of princes down by the stage looking to dethrone. We got Nongshim Red Force looking very good from yesterday. E-Arena were able to snatch out that first place spot right at the end there with a lovely 2nd place coming through for the team. But it all comes down to this. 6 more remaining matches, but potentially less. With that Smash ruling in place now, there is that possibility to end the tournament early. 2nd match minimum, as we do need to get towards that Smash point during that first game here. Very possible to do here on Rondo. We've got the fans in the crowd all supporting their teams, family, friends here in Paris.
And with that said, Paris, it's all on you. Let your voices echo throughout the history books. Light this all up. Let's give these teams some energy. Let me hear you roar!
We're going to get louder as the day goes on, that is for certain. Right now, a lot of trepidation in the arena as we head into the first match of the final day here in EWC at PMWC. From Judena City up to Nanshuan, we're getting it kicked off here for PUBG Mobile. A lot of money on the line right now. Only a few teams can hit it. 4 teams past the triple digits. It is really not that far away to hit the Smash point, which is currently set at 122.
A lot riding on this one. We were talking about those middle of the pack teams, opportunities for you to leapfrog up the standings. Rondo is the dream battleground for it, a hell of a starting point, Blank. But it can't just be an acceptable game. It's got to be huge eliminations. We're talking within a region of 11 to 14 plus. Really make the most of this one. Aim for that chicken dinner. And if possible, take down the teams that are ahead of you along the way. That's going to be a salient talking point longer the day goes on as well. If they're in the Smash Zone, you've got to stop them. Risk it all or have your dreams snatched away.
Nongshim Red Force, E-Arena, both dropping out in the same position. We do have big old hot drop over towards Neox. Every team understanding need to pick up those points right now. Ida already starting alongside with Aura. It's going back and forth, but S2G also finding some points here. A couple knocks coming their way. But 2 eliminations so far, and only lost down. This is a good result thus far for S2G. The 2 Turkish squads going head to head here.
Catch, trying to catch back up close and personal. Ooh, Kamikaze with the quick drop down. Subverts expectations on the pull. Love the movement, ready for the pre-fire as well. Oh, he's feeling himself in the finals today, Blank.
Ooh, just absolutely flubbed it around that corner there. Didn't really have much of a challenge. The faux pas coming through from Kedge. Kamikaze, though, looking on fire as per usual. Picture in picture, we got Aurora coming against Godlike. Aurora not that far behind either to hit that smash ruling. Eren down, and Kamikaze keeps lighting up this stage.
He's been a real meme machine of the competition. Great story for him as an individual with some of the plays he's been making. But like you touched on, we saw it down in the bottom left. Now we get it full screen. This is Aurora. They've had some good moves. Got to keep it consistent. That's the name of the game. Don't let things poison the well the longer today goes on. Furia showing up in the Elim feed in a fight versus Ida as well. And we go over to E-Arena, clashing up close towards Flash. Turney K overwhelmed after getting one off with a pump, but he's got backline protection. Well, not for long. That's the flick back over. Schweppes goes in. Can he recover it, Blank?
Absolutely. Seems this way. Only 3 players here, as per usual, as we know. From Rondo, usually have a 3-man send out, and 1 player will be the backup on the res, and that is Bo Z right now for Flash. Admino moves in, Refus is down straight away. Some good shots off right there, leaving Aurora in a bit of a pickle. Only 2 players alive. They're over towards the north side of Test Track, but a good showing there from Godlike. IQ inside the building. That's Hyunbin. Gets sniped out by the M24 from AKOP at range.
It's a beautiful shot. Nongshim wanted to first onto this a little bit further though. Tizzy just playing on the lip of the window here. T24 down outside. IQ trying to play off his info. Bait around here just towards the other side. He's got back up in Falak. Oh, good pre-fire. Expected to peek. That one's going to do a little bit of chip damage, but he wants the whole hog. Charges back in, door closed, spams around, upsets Falak on the peak, but the response comes back over from IQ, charging him down with the SMG.
Honestly, for Tizzy there, he's working no vest, no helmet, playing like he has got all the armor in the world. That's 12K, 6 bullets! Can't quite handle the jump out there. Tried to go for the drop shot on that one. So easy. Is good to go though. Gets the players back up and in position. But this is all the way over towards Ryan. Right on the north side of the map. So a bit of a journey to go. OG also popping off over towards the likes of Alula. They take a fair bit of damage there. But Tizzy's back in. Nongshim Red Force. Good to continue. E-Arena though. Good start for them. We know that they like to flex out around Stadium, get themselves some eliminations where they can. Already started off in a good way over towards Flash. Those 3 points are further towards that smash rule. We have seen multiple times in International before, when we get to those finals, teams can't quite make it to get into that region of smash point on the second match. They got to be lucky. And if you want to be lucky at home, you got to join the 2026 PMWC Lucky Spin to draw for the exclusive set only available here for PMWC.
And it may be lucky for those of you at home, but it's been good decision making and some great gunplay for OG that's made the difference coming into the early fights here versus Alula and Ida, farming themselves up to 6 elims. That's what we're talking about for all these teams. You've got to have a big performance here. But none other are beating out 4 Thrives with the 7 they've been able to farm up after shutting down, of course, Nongshim Red Force in the cheeky plays we were seeing through the windows. 4 Thrives, bro. If they can keep this up, get that nice hot hand going early, Blank, you're already about halfway there, man. Just keep working on this, keep farming up the elims. We've got a long game ahead of us. We're only 6 minutes into this game 1 on Rondo. It'd be the dream scenario to start the day. Climb as high as you can.
The arena moving over towards Furia. They are isolated. Silence away. Ayala opens up in a big way there over towards Schweppes. Takes him down almost immediately, and that does make their lives much, much easier. Going forward, Tony K will ascend. Bullets been splashed against the wall there. Ayala sends down, Pen pulled. Ayala's going to make it confusing, make it difficult. Pen's put back in again. 2 players do step up to the plate now for Furia. The reinforcements are in. Isolated no more. Joker and Tony K will have to fight for their lives.
Close quarters combat. Nade pulled, bounced round. Not going to deal any damage though onto the Furia squad. They know how to play in these sort of lobbies with this much pressure. With Smash looming over them. They can dig their heels in deep and start to stand strong. But it's one step at a time, and E-Arena are the first challenge for them right now. It's Godlike that are also just on the periphery of this, getting information for free with all the noise that's being exchanged between the 2 squads. Chief further back on the other side of the bollards, throwing the nades in as well.
Kind of an interesting setup here, because they've got a big old split on over towards Testract and Neox. Very dangerous area to be in. So again, for E-Arena, you do have Schweppes as well as Mormon in the backlines in Stadium. They're waiting, poised, because they're sort of certain this fight is not going to go well. Require a bit of a sick play. It's a couple of plays from Tony K and Joker to get this working.
Tony K, he's just been arming that nade, waiting for an opportunity to get the most out of it. Yeah, quick head count on the util. He's only got 2 nades and the 1 Molotov in the back pocket. Furia starting to clear out the building. They want to go floor by floor, but they run into Joker. Good first hit. They respond back in kind. A 1-for-1 trade. And Tony K with a nade. That's one of the 2 thrown out. It was a good primer, but no direct connection. He's going to be baited down as well. Could be stung from the back here. Oh, the bounce is big. Turn around as well. So close, Black, but couldn't hit it.
So close. You can feel in that moment there was almost a clutch potential. Luckily for E-Arena, they can move back over towards Stadium, move back into the circle. But what a long journey it's going to be to get over towards Lo Hua Sing on the eastern side. 4th Rise, though, you're right, man. What they've been doing so far is good. Kalash just talked about it earlier, wants them to be a bit more aggressive on those entries. Lurking around the outside edges a little bit too much when they have the gumption. They have the capability to play those central positions. But for E-Arena, I think they were just gambling with the points there. If they get the full 4-man flush, then massive addition to their points tally. Still, getting those 10 points isn't always easy. Doesn't always come on that first game. Nongshim coming in from that north side. S2G do have a player down in the dirt. Looking to get him res back up again, but Nongshim with a pretty decent injection on that northern side. Gives him a lot of maneuverability. A lot of capability to actually gatekeep on the northern edge if they so wish. Maintain control of some of that higher ground, some of those roads that teams will want to cross back into.
It's almost poetic. It's been twice inside of this game. We've seen S2G and Ulf going against each other. Ulf coming into it to start the day here. They were in 8th place. I believe 61 eliminations over the course of the finals. Up to that point, they were in a pretty good form when it came to fighting. They've just got to maintain that pressure. 2 elims here. We've got the rotate coming over from Aurora. Furia out of the mix early though, Blank. And that's not what we expected to see.
Godlike, though, 10 eliminations. You can only imagine that full squad wipe over towards Fury came through from Godlike with a small assist from 4th Rise. Yeah, Godlike certainly trying to put their name on the map today, but it feels a little late for them. At 67 points, they can earn those big rankings today. grab some more cash on board, a bit more pride for the country as well. Overall, really big step up in that last day, which is why I was saying on day one, you got to give these boys time. It's their first time at an international here at PMWC, so realistically, they just needed a little bit of acclimation, essentially. And once that was done, they looked pretty damn good going in towards the later portions of yesterday and already starting out strong here on the first game of the day. Circle continues to center up around Meiran. S2G controlling a very, very good spot. It has been good control over the center for S2G throughout the majority of games. Some very good rotates. I mean, Solke has been in the game such a long time at this point. And that veteran mindset is really coming into play here, where he's seen a lot of these circles before. He's seen a lot of these rotates, and he can really lead the team to victory. Yeah, some of the gun skill maybe isn't there for this guy, but he's still giving it gas when needs be. I think Solke's had a great step up, considering the amount of time he's been in this esport.
You've got a lot of talent on that roster you can pass the baton to if you need to rely on someone for a sick play mechanically as well. So certainly armed for some good fights. Talking of which, Aurora getting line of sight over onto the Vitality migration as they wanted to make a move straight past. Few shots on target, resulting in them going down to a 3-man squadron. And it's Aurora that also have a similar flight path back over towards the zone. I'm curious as well, bro, the push down from Nongshim Red Force, thunder-footed their way into the zone early. I was saying the consistency of this team looked good, but it's the fact they've turned on this aggression. They're willing to fight for a good position now, Blank.
I mean, playing over towards the northeast side of Meiran, I mean, it's a bold maneuver, right? You don't try and play to hold out teams on the outer edge, but they don't get themselves too stuck into Meiran either. But they have accessibility to the rest of the zone. But this is a livable position in what is a bit of a dastardly circle. Now, E-Arena, we saw them coming in very late. They played over towards Stadium for a long, long time. Go over to recuperate after 2 players in Tony K, as well as Joker went down to the Fury a lot. Just on the heels, though, of OG.
Mormon's going to jump out. He loves a scrap. In the meantime, the Elim feed's lighting up and the crowd's getting excited because Godlike, it looked like it was a struggle of a fight versus Ida, but they've turned it right around. They lose 1 player and are able to clean out the entire squad. So goodbye, good night, Ida. The second team to exit stage left in our opening game of Rondo. Whilst E-Arena continue to chase OG.
Keeping it pretty cool here inside of E-Arena. Smash ruling always changes how these teams play. So crazy as well. Godlike's just hit the 14th elimination on this game. They are cracking it open at the moment. Looks great to see. But yeah, for E-Arena, I do think you're getting ahead sometimes, where for this game, for them, doesn't matter so much about getting ginormous points, but what does matter is just getting enough so you open up the capability throughout the rest of the day to hit that smash. But you can get in your head about it. You absolutely can. Circle moves up towards the western side. Nongshim is extremely pleased with this shift, as they were already in Meiran, as we stated earlier. E-Arena was a little bit slow to the punch. Vitality finds the first here in top, but Axel will go down once again. Aurora has been hounding Vitality the entire game.
No punches pulled there. Clean uppercuts. And with Vitality out, they'll be able to save their mate. Get top back on his feet, recover from this. They saw the rotation from Hora, hard committing to get past them, now trying to get into the zone themselves. Meanwhile, Nongshim Red Force actually getting vision of their entry point, and they've instantly dispatched 2 of the players. They're pincered as well, Velula on the other side. So this is a ton of info for Nongshim and some extra points.
Look at this shot from Doc. Really, really good stuff. Double spray down on the roll-up is crazy, even before they get anywhere close to the compound itself. And not a single dash of damage sent back his way. Very, very nice initial game here from Aurora, but they have a long way to go. Nick McGalaxy currently holding the backside on that southern edge. S2G blasting bullets in as Alula holds back Flash over towards the water side. Eren out in the open, waits for the reload to come through and then makes the cross. Good timing on that one.
These two sides hounding each other the entire time on Rondo. Feels like they're mirroring each other. Ooh, Orangutan from the side getting a look in as well.
But it's not carnage just yet.
No, it's not, but it is a little bit of a crowbar that's been dashed at them. Slowing them down on their potential aggressive play. That was from 4-5s as well, by the way. And yeah, we're hyping up the godlike maneuvers, but they're currently sat on 11 elims themselves. And if they could vie for control of a decent position off the back of this skirmish inside, hey, maybe 4-5s are coming alive early.
What's great for 4-5s, right? In PMGO Season 1, they were top of the back seat because they came in with Smash Point very early on the first day. And I think that pressure got to them a little bit. It went all the way to match 6. They weren't able to put a lot of points, but they managed to make it through. The arena, though, sending over. Joker does need to reinforce those backlines. Good shots from Schweppes, but immediately it's taken down by Huzaifa. At distance, Manya up to the rock, realizes he's got to push back off this one. Tony K, full broadside here. Manya should be able to pick up this flush. Good nade again, though. Now just S-Power. A lot to do, but this is the man to do it.
He's the clutch factor. Oh, saved by the bell on the nade. So low. Able to keep his head above water for a few more seconds. Good bounce by squad. Crosses over, shuts down S-Power. Salme out. Adamino, the only one left now. That deployable cover barely keeping him alive.
3 players up still for E-Arena, looking to get further into this game. Amino might be able to go for the res if he goes for it now. And then they're going to sweep round in the vehicle, try and figure out what's going on back there. S-Power still down, knocked. Schweppes moves up, goes for the drive-by, has the information, and that is godlike out. So a good refresh on the gear, at least for E-Arena. Some more nades available. More ammo. They could swing back down towards that compound on the south side they held earlier on, because this is a hard south shift away from Mehran. E-Arena getting thrown a bone here, but still they have 3 players. They are not at full force. Let's see how they play this out.
In the midst of this, that elongated battle that's gone on the whole map here between S2G and Olf continues, edge guarding them coming out of the blue and keeping shots on target. It's worked out slightly worse for Olf, down to a duo, but we do say goodbye to Solkay on S2G, so a triple threat remains there. There was some fighting over from Nongshim to OG inside Mehran as well. They were taking pot shots at them, so a 3-man squad living on amongst that. 4-5s consistently keeping their head on a swivel as well. They were peppering bullets over to the E-Arena encounter with godlike. Yes, they got some knocks, but none of those converted into points.
S2G desperately trying to make the cross right now. Couple of shots, but the vehicle, it is very low HP, smoking now and on fire. They have to get out, and they're just about in the zone. Same can't be said for Olf there. But Alula's going to continue to put the hurt on. I think Nick Galaxy wanted to move around on that eastern side, see what they could pick up, but all those points have been dashed away. Still a 5-pointer on the game with the 3 players that Nick Galaxy hold. They're on the other side of the arena. I like this though, actually. They've got Joker as well as Schweppes playing the northwest edge whilst Mormon holds down the compound. They're looking for exit frags here, Jackie.
See the conversations there between S2G. It's an intense day. Got to clear the bag instantly off the back of the game 1 like that. Mormon did set himself up just as you suspected earlier, and then played a little bit more of a scouting play to keep themselves at least aware of what's occurring up between the set of 4-5s and OG. There's been a lot of noise, a lot of free info from that.
To play around as players will attempt to leave from Mehran. That's OG on the north side. Likely first to leave. It's a gamble play, but they know they're close now. They know they're close. As soon as they start getting into those placement points, they get a couple more eliminations. They're set. Their goal in this game was far easier than most. Not looking for that chicken dinner, man. Back up into Mehran. Goodness me, we went back down south, back up north, and now Schweppes has got to go pick up Mormon. Plays up by the roadside. Not definite this ends in the urban area. Enigma Galaxy might want to make a send soon. OG loses 1 on a knock. Not flush though. Fourth Rise looking fantastic right now this game. 11 eliminations, holding a strong 2-2 split inside of Meirang, controlling both the run out from OG and scouting towards Nongshim.
With Nigma turning their attention onto Flash, you can see Sweps had already identified their setup far over. He was waiting for an opportunity to actually shoot some bullets their way. That was the call for it. No raw connection from this. He'll spot Satan on the rotate with the vehicle as well. Trusting in his source from distance. And this is also amongst the Lula that are pushing up onto 4-5s. They knew they were fighting OG. They took a few pot shots, but now Quick's trying to take at least a little bit more aggressive space off them.
I think we're going to see in a struggle position. And E-Arena can play this very slow here. They don't have to peek too much. Ralph already down there. Should go down to the play zone. Nigma Galaxy is going to try and go for that southern push on this one. Like you said, Schweppes identified their position very early. The shots are coming through. They don't want these points to be stolen from the players inside of Meiran. Schweppes opens up, but looks like those points might be going another way. Nongshim getting some great damage, just playing into that engagement between Alula as well as Flash there. Gonna be long grenades on this one though, Jackie.
Decent chuck. That one might be good. Bounces into the back. It's chip damage, but no conversion. Ooh, bursting just in front of Satan. They've got one smoke to try and pop. Hey, this is dastardly. You are trapped in a hellish position whilst the other squads are scrapping through each other, so the lobby's starting to thin here.
It's tempting for E-Arena to push this. Getting in towards 6th place, right? Very close to that point with 2 eliminations. You could just sack your game here to go for it. Joker's going to try and get a different angle on this one. We'll go towards some more emphasis over towards Meiran. We go a little bit further south here. The game actually does open up for E-Arena. Mainly, Fourth Rise also have a good capability of leaving from this area. Wonder how many vehicles they've still got left with the tyres in play. Yasser will take down Bozy, and that's the end of Flash. I mean, Nongshim Red Force has been consistently peppering that engagement, but it is Alula who's got away with the majority of the points on that one with 11.
There's been a lot of harassment of all of these squads from Nongshim and 4-5s, consistently taking pot shots out, making the fights more uncomfortable for either team involved. For E-Arena, if Nongshim actually keep this up in terms of a safe placement in the zone, some big plays, you might need to shut them down. Going to pull slightly away from their setup, though, centering up around the 4-5s crew of E-Arena, knowing they can advance a little bit on this.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity now for 4-5s going forward. Get a chicken dinner here. You set yourselves up to get potentially into Smash ruling by match 2, by the end of match 2. Very cool to see both E-Arena and Nongshim Red Force. None of it was small talk at the start of the day. They were certainly looking to make it very, very difficult for any other team immediately going into match 2. Putting the worry on, requiring teams to keep tabs on them, potentially even hunt them down to keep their tournament alive. Because as soon as they smash, the game's finished. There's no longer any more opportunity to rectify those mistakes from previous days. You will just be locked in where you currently stand. Which is why it's such great news that 4-5s are having such a big pop-off here on game 1.
They're bringing the heat, showing that they're handy with the steal. And for Alula, try as they might to absorb points from this lobby, they're so far down that it's been uncomfortable. I mean, it was danger close, mate. He got one knock onto OG, but it took down a member amongst the commotion for 4-5s.
24 netting out for Lack, like you say, a bit of an accidental play there, but not the one you want to see. Always praise for Lack's gunplay. Basically a legend in close quarters, so to lose him in an urban finish, disastrous result here. Hyunbin though will find R3B to send a nade over the top immediately to confirm. I was going to say, that is a long lob on that one.
Simon!
Last time it's a bit more difficult to hit that one.
But OG lose Wizgod. He's getting picked up though off in the distance as OG moves in, but it's Joke from the sidelines actually finding Aru. They're consistently harassing from this outside edge. Played that compound down towards the south side, then just playing off this ridge side around the road, but ooh, it is time to leave now.
Gonna have to force the issue, jump back behind the driving wheel and get into the zone. For OG, it's so uncomfortable because you are just being completely cut off from all angles. The back line's covered by E-Arena, nades from the front in from 4-5s. They cannot peek in any regard. He's going in crazy. Okay, into the building. 4-5's ready for it. Zypher strikes first. Sweeps under the rug. Goodbye, good night. T24 with the nade from the top. He sees Joker, but it's Lord that steals it from Enigma Galaxy. Nade over onto Wizgod in the meantime, as well as Yasha falls to Hyunbin. It's all turning into carnage.
More man. Last left alive here.
Your Grace.
Your Grace. I think it's one more placing they need on this one, Jackie, as well. One more elimination would also do the trick. I want to get themselves up towards 5th place, but it would be so awful to go into match 2 1 point away from Smash ruling. That's not our position to play though. Everyone's completely looking his way. Might have been better to hedge his bets down towards Enigma Galaxy and just try and take a one-on-one trade. Just wonder if they actually know how many points they've currently garnered on this game and how close it gets them. You'd expect them to, right?
मेरी छोटी बहन हायसिंथ हमेशा इतिहास ही पढ़ती है। बहुत अच्छा योगेश। हम आ गए हैं बॉलिंग रूम में जहाँ डचेस मेहमानों के साथ चाय पी हमारी तारीफ को सबसे पहले वेटर को न्योता भेजना चाहिए और मुझे लगता है वो सही है। बिल्कुल है योगेश। मैं चाहती हूँ जल्द से जल्द हम अपनी बॉल डांस पार्टी रखें लेकिन अच्छा होगा कि हम लंदन सीजन के खत्म होने का इंतजार करें।
They were having to make concessions, Blank. You can see about 80 rounds of 5.56 left for them. They've been able to restock up. Nonshin, though, still making plays, and they got loads of ammo to spray with. Shots down on target from XCY. Hits onto another man. OG, you have just been trapped, taking punch after punch for so long. They're punch drunk in the back line.
For Nonshin Red Force is where all the storylines converge. Chicken dinner would be ideal, but a few more eliminations and a second place would get them in towards that position. A pitch battle between Nonshin Red Force as well as E-Arena going straight into match 2. Good nade over the top from AKOP, opens up the door here for them to move in. Zypher leaning onto this one. AKOP's down, leaving just Wizgod. Goodness me, Enigma Galaxy still going, and it's Lord of all people. Oh, finally taken out, but top 3 now. Nonshin Red Force ever closer to a chicken dinner and set themselves up alongside with E-Arena at the top.
The solo savagery was nice to watch, but now it all goes down to the 2 squads that were in a prime position on Rondo for so long. The duo of 4-5s versus the full force of Nonshin. They charge up onto the compound. T24 top side. Zypher rearming himself. Shotgun to play with if they come charging through the door. So easy. Dashes the nade onto the lower levels. Wants to ascend up. Nade in, masking some of the sound. So easy to peek this. Looking for the third angle, just through the window, catches a glimpse, but they read it right. They try and keep him pinned back. He's got to heal.
XZY, got to be a good nade through the window. Good damage off the back of that one. The burst is lovely. The play zone will take down Zypher. And Nonshin Red Force start the day off with a chicken dinner. Can they grab another after this to close down the entire tournament? They've got Red Force, they've got Daka. This team looks good.
Nonshin have seen red, and the aggression has come out when it's needed. Fighting harder, pulling out huge eliminations on Rondo, and still playing so consistent with their setups.
I mean, a technical back-to-back as well from yesterday. Last Miramar into first Rondo. Nongshim is just a different beast coming into these last 2 days of finals, especially coming off such a long 8-game day set into day 3. You're in the finals. It's getting nerve-wracking. You just open with a chicken dinner. These guys must be so confident.
They don't look rattled. They don't look bothered whatsoever by the sheer pressure that's on their shoulders. We know there's going to be a new champion, and Nongshim are eyeing up that trophy. They want it branded with their organization, their legacy. And if they keep this up, Lang, there is a decent chance they damn well do it.
Just fantastic stuff. Good to see Nick McGuice as well. Lord stepping up right at the end there. Fourth Thrive's also making some more aggressive plays, which is great to see. They had some familiar faces. I think E-Arena panicked a little bit, but they just about made it right at the end there. Losing for Lack for Fourth Thrives was a fairly big deal, but OG also getting in towards a late game. Aru making some good calls that match. I think Nick McGuice also was very resilient that game to get where they did from where they were playing, so difficult, and then Lord able to sneak his way in.
Oh man, you were bigging up Lord earlier into the tournament, right? Saying it's the fact that you've got Coops and Lord, that sort of collective in unison that's doing so much for this team. And again, there, in a situation where it felt like you were out, Lord goes off with the solo shenanigans. Oh yeah.
Hey, do you know what that is?
He's got the Brandon on the go, mate.
That is the stamp to get into the Winners Club. Nongshim fighting, we'll be back soon.
Hi everyone, I'm Rick, producer of PUBG Mobile. For the past 8 years, PUBG Mobile has continued to grow together with players around the world.
माफ कीजिएगा,
and even today, we are still fully committed to this battleground. We are continuing to invest more resources, improve the experience, and bring PUBG Mobile to more players in more ways. Today, I'm excited to share something important with you. New app, PUBG Mobile Lite.
मिसेस कॉल्सन ने आज मुझे सब कुछ दिखाया।
PUBG Mobile Lite is not about making a smaller game with a smaller experience. It's about maintaining the high-quality PUBG Mobile standard while giving players a lighter and more accessible way to play. We know that different players have different needs. Some players want the full PUBG Mobile experience with the richest content, also highest quality gameplays, and everything the game has to offer. For those players, PUBG Mobile will continue to be the best choice. But some players want to jump into battle faster, save more stories, and reduce the burden on their devices. That is why we are creating PUBG Mobile Lite.
मैं कुछ कमरों की सजावट फिर से करना चाहती थी, पर सोचा पहले तुमसे पूछ लूं, क्योंकि तुम जिन चीजों से जुड़े हो उन्हें बदलना नहीं चाहती।
फिर तो सब कुछ मैं तो कहता हूँ अभी जाओ।
मजाक मत करो। तुम्हारी कुछ अच्छी यादें जुड़ी होंगी।
only around 1 GB
तुम्हारे लिए बहुत ज़्यादा खास होगा। जाहिर है, क्योंकि तुम्हारा बचपन यहीं बीता है।
ड्राइंग रूम में पिंक पर्दे लगवा दो, मुझे वो भी
Once the download is complete, you can load in, can get straight into the battleground. We also made PUBG Mobile Lite more flexible. You can choose which extra modules to download based on how you like to play.
इसकी इजाज़त दोगे?
At the same time, PUBG Mobile Lite is still connected to the PUBG Mobile experience. The classic Arango map, supplies, and core combat are designed to match PUBG Mobile, so the battle experience remains authentic and uncompromised. If you already have a PUBG Mobile account, you can log in with it on PUBG Mobile Lite. Your own items can carry over, so you can continue using the outfits you love. You can also team up with your friends on PUBG Mobile, so your squad can stay together with no social time. Going forward, PUBG Mobile Lite will stay alongside PUBG Mobile, so players can enjoy new content together. We are targeting an official launch PUBG Mobile Lite later this year. Please stay tuned for more updates, and you can pre-register in the store from August 25th. Whether you are discovering PUBG Mobile for the first time or returning to the battleground, we are excited to welcome you to PUBG Mobile Lite. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. See you on the battleground.
we will see you on the battleground. PUBG Mobile Lite pre-register August 25th. I'm excited for it, Max. I know you'll probably end up making a video about it on your Instagram, which is what? Remind me again?
Push Max Cast right now on Instagram. But no, I get comments, I'm not joking, every single day about PUBG Mobile Lite. When is it coming back? When is it going to get an update? It's getting an update
later this year. Oh my goodness, the world is going to be loving some more PUBG Mobile action.
100%. I'm excited for it. Hopefully you guys are. But I'm excited for the match that we just had here because E-Arena definitely able to cross that threshold for being in the Smash Zone.
I mean, they truly analysed the situation. They had every opportunity to get rid of NGX from that, I guess, southern side of zone, but no, they kind of already knew that they did enough to hit the threshold. And I mean, it was kind of all to Mormon's sort of intel on OG and Four Tribes. They had quite a bit of line of sight on them, their position in zone, but incredibly calculated from them. Yeah. But of course, we gotta talk about the Four Tribes right now.
We do gotta talk about Four Tribes because we were expecting aggressiveness out of this team. And boy, did we get it.
Boy, did we get it. Four Tribes coming in hot today. This is exactly what I wanted to see from them. Did they slow down just slightly when I would have liked them to be a little bit more aggressive onto OG, onto some of those other teams, you know, as the zone started closing up around them? Yes, a little bit more mobile, just a little bit more aware. However, they bided their time. They were patient with what they did. When it came time to actually make those fights, they were able to just flip the switch, turn on that aggression, get those eliminations, and so many points. They're just flying off that leaderboard. This is why I said yesterday they still can do it. If they have a day like they just had in this run, though, they continue doing that, they still can do it.
Especially when you have a player like IQ, the IGL of this squad, putting up the numbers, performing for this squad and clutching up. But we also got to talk about Notch and Red Force because they were the winners of this match, Max, and they played that out perfectly. And I think they've kind of been able to also pass that threshold.
Yeah, like, of course, GG Four Thrives, but Notch and Red Force doing so much parkour in the city, swiping every other team under the rug. And actually, they're trying to aim for 122. I believe they did make it. We'll check out the leaderboards very soon. But Notch and Red Force giving E-Arena an absolute run for their money. And it is so rare to see two teams on the very first game enter the Smash Zone. It might have just happened today.
It might happen today, and something that might happen today is that we might see teams that might not be challenging for that first place, putting up great performances, and we saw that exactly out of Godlike. This squad came to play. This squad has absolutely nothing to lose, Lace, because they were going after elimination. Actually, before we even talk about Godlike, I want to see what the overall is looking like, where the teams are currently standing, how far away some of the other teams are from there. Notch and Red Force is actually in first place with 123 points. Now we have two teams that are able to win in the next match.
Oh my goodness, by the way, E-Arena should also be colored, I'm pretty sure, because they are also in the Smash Zone. You just need to get above or tie 122 points. So if Notch and Red Force or E-Arena now, Lace, get a chicken dinner, that's it, tournament over, and we will be crowning our champions.
I know, and it's so incredibly exciting because both of these teams, especially when it comes to those sort of placement points, look at Nongshim at 40 placement points, E-Arena with 34. They have every opportunity and drive to be able to secure that chicken dinner. Now, Seven, you asked me a little bit about Godlike, which I know is on the second page, and the reason we want to highlight that is because they were sort of sitting more under that middle threshold, but with 10 eliminations early game, another 4 as they sort of rotate in on that northeast side. Yeah, and then S-Power recovering the team to bring them back in. But I want to give like a kind of a little special shout out to Admino having an absolute banger of a game too. I think it was about 7 eliminations just by themselves, and they were able to sort of scout and hold that and just getting like that 15 elimination points on the board is insanity, especially from where they were sitting earlier today.
But I want to check real quick the rankings. We did see for a quick second there. 11 points away for Four Thrives now, jumping around from the middle pack. 11 points away from top 3. The comeback is happening.
This is what I keep saying. This is
Four Thrives comeback. Four Thrives comeback. Because this team, I actually got a chance to talk with for life. If you want to check that out, go to my Instagram at the SMWG. But we're now seeing the race to Smash. There you go. You see Four Thrives 23 points away, which this is a perfect start for that team, getting more than 15 eliminations, getting in the top 2, and now they are just 23 points away. And if we know anything for this squad, with the way that they're playing, with what we have seen out of them in PMGO Season 1 this year, they could make it in the next match as long as one of the two teams at the top don't end up winning.
Well, exactly, yeah. So this is the case, this is the scenario where, you know, neither of those teams, Nongshim or E-Arena, they don't win next match. We do go into Game 3. If 4 Thrives are allowed another good win, I say allowed because we don't want any hot dropping going on. They might get targeted, you never know. However, if they're allowed one more game, if we do go into Game 3, 4 Thrives need another top 5, they need another several points, 8, 9 eliminations, there we go. Another few of those, and they are in Smash Ruling, they are a contender, and they could just do a back-to-back global win.
And I think we did end up getting today, Maxman. I think we might have gotten a Maxman grenade of the day.
Oh, really? Did we now? It's time for your favorite segment of the day. It's Maxman's grenade of today. Let's check it out. Which player is going to be here? It's going to be in the city. This 4 Thrive. It's Falak over there looking for a KOP. He gets it done right away. The man is an absolute menace. But he's too much of a menace because T24 had to take him down. Oh!
Background music for you, Max.
That was a great. We got the drums, we got the jingle too. But yeah, for that team, I mean, overall, it's a great start here for the final day of PMWC and EWC 26. A great performance out of those teams that we were expecting a good performance out of, right? We talked about already E-Arena having to do what they needed to do. Now Nongshim being able to show up when they needed to show up, starting off great here with the win as well. One thing that we do need to talk about is possibly this team's being targeted. When I say being targeted, I don't mean getting a hot drop right away. But we are going to be looking at those rotations because if we look at E-Arena, E-Arena has 2 wins so far this PMWC in Erangel, and in the finals, E-Arena has already gotten 1 win in day 1, match 3 in Erangel.
Actually, I do want to say, I was talking to Kalaris earlier. Nongshim Red Force, they got back-to-back wins, right, on the island finish. So that's going to be something that you got to keep into mind also because they did win PMI by Smash Ruling. Literally, all of the storylines are merging together in favor of the South Korean team of Nongshim Red Force. They could be looking fantastic. So of course, that's if E-Arena get a win, or if Nongshim Red Force get a win. Tura. You got to keep in mind, it's not Rondo anymore. It's no Rico Tower anymore. Meaning the teams that are not currently in the Smash Zone is going to be even more complicated for them to reach 122 points.
Oh, absolutely. And then you've got, you know, when we've seen this a lot of times in, you know, Smash Rolling last day, all of this sort of stuff, you do tend to see other teams actually go ahead and change their drop location to avoid getting targeted. But you're right, Seven, right? We are going to be looking at those rotations. We need 4 Thrives, we need Nongshim, we need E-Arena, we need Enigma Galaxy as well. All of those teams. Aurora did not have a good game at all, so they're still chasing that. They need to make sure their rotations are on point, that they might change them a little bit just to avoid any early eliminations, because right now, it is now or never. We got 2 teams in Smash Ruling. You do not want to take any chances going out early.
You're gonna have to use those spidey senses if you're currently at the top. If you're 4 Thrives, you want to continue your frag out. Here you can actually have it back now. Thanks so much for letting me go. If you're some of the other teams, E-Arena, Nongshim, you gotta watch out for everything going on your way. And I know right now around the arena, we do have a special guest coming by.
जीतने वाले का इनाम क्या है?
क्यों? जाहिर है काटे जाएंगे।
Spider-Man is officially back in PUBG Mobile. Some of you may remember the collaboration in 2022, and this time he's returning to Erangel. Suit up and explore the brand new central square. You can move across rooftops, run across ceilings, and hunt down enemy squads. But it wouldn't be Spider-Man without the powers. So, you can grab Peter Parker's gloves and you can web swing your way around the city, or you can even use your webs in combat to slow down or trap your opponents. And of course, there's so much to discover beyond the fights.
ये तो अच्छा दिख रहा है। जरा देखो तो।
You can
ये तो
visit
बड़ी
Peter
लजीज
Parker's
है
apartment and
फ्लाइट पे
hunt
ऑर्डर
for
कर
hidden
देते हैं
Easter eggs inspired by the world of Spider-Man. From
क्या
Peter's
आपकी मदद
messages
खाने
to
की
secret
चीजों
clues
से आगे
to
बढ़
hidden
गई है या
surprises that you're going to have to find
ये तो मैं
yourselves.
फसल
And remember
बहुत
your favorite
खराब हुई है।
Spider-Man movies?
और लगान
Well,
3
here's your
गुना
chance to
बढ़ने से हम
recreate those
खाने के लिए
iconic
अनाज भी नहीं
moments.
जुटा पा रहे।
लगान 3 गुना कर दिया। मेरे स्टीवर्ड ने तो नहीं बताया मुझे।
आपके पिता के गुजरने के बाद से वो नहीं दिखाई दिए।
Maybe you
ईश्वर
pull off
उनकी
the
आत्मा को
perfect
शांति दे।
rescue, maybe
उन्होंने
you escape
हमेशा
a fight
किसानों
by
को
swinging
खुश
away at the
रखा,
last
दूसरों की
second,
तरह
or
नहीं।
maybe you and your
साइमन
squad
फिर तो ये
just
अच्छी
stop
बात है कि
everything
हम
to
क्लाइटन
take
आ
the
गए
perfect Spider-Man
हैं और
shot.
मुझे यकीन है इन मुश्किलों का हल जल्द ही निकाल लिया जाएगा और आपका शुक्रिया ये बातें हमारे ध्यान में लाने के लिए।
So, if you haven't jumped in yet, grab your squad and experience Spider-Man in PUBG Mobile. Also, Spider-Man isn't only swinging around Erangel today.
ओह आ जाओ, रोने की जरूरत नहीं है। सब ठीक है ना? तुम कितने जोर से रो
We
रहे हो?
have got
तुम्हारी आवाज तो
Spider-Man
लड़ने
on
तक पहुंच
stage
जाएगी।
right
अगर
here with
फ्रांस
us
तक नहीं
right
तो।
now, and he didn't come empty-handed. He's going to be handing out PUBG Mobile merch in and amongst the arena.
इसे अपनी
So
आवाज
make
के
some
बारे में
noise
अभी
for
अभी पता चला है।
Spider-Man!
तो जितनी जोर से चिल्ला सकती है, ये चिल्लाती है। ओह प्लीज खड़ी रहिए। इस हालात में आपको झुकने की जरूरत नहीं। वैसे आपसे मिलकर हमें बहुत खुशी हुई।
Oh, it's good to see the heroes back in action on every single front, from Spider-Man to Hyunbin and the rest of Nongshim. Heroes is the name of the game today. These teams have been heroes in their own right. For Nongshim Red Force, what a push to hold down Meiran and find their way to that smash zone. E-Arena held their nerve. They played that west side well, and they just got across that line. It was surgical precision on that 122.
Surgical is the perfect word because Rondo did not disappoint. Yeah, we got Spider-Man here to save the day, but we got two massive threats in the lobby now. We've got E-Arena and Nongshim Red Force that can end the tournament right here, right now, with one single chicken dinner.
That's all it's going to take. We saw Nongshim just do it. Can they pull it out the bag again? But it's not just those two teams, as the desk, as Blank and Jackie were saying before as well. There are other teams waiting in the wings, now staged with the points that they earned from that previous game, from that Rondo, to jump into the smash zone. There are probably at least 6 teams that can do it this match and join them. So if we don't get one of those smash chicken dinners, it is going to get hotter and hotter as the day goes on, because I don't think we're only going to see 2 teams breaking that barrier today.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to get on the cast here for to at least cast one game, right?
Absolutely.
This is absolutely insane here. My hopes and dreams are coming true. Could we see 6, 7 teams in the Smash Zone with one single squad that could win it? That would be insane. At the same time, though, right? You gotta stop these 2 squads, because if E-Arena or Nongshim Red Force win right here, that's it. This tournament is over, and one of them is walking away with $500,000.
Hey man, I caught Coach Pecco for Nick the Galaxy on the walk over to the caster booth just now, and he was saying, I asked him, hey, you gonna target? And he was like, if we know it's them, things might get a little bit nice. Hey, you know, I can't say. But yeah, I feel like that is the sort of situation where teams who are certainly below those top 2 will really hard commit if they find one of these teams in a fight. The third-party targeting will definitely be high on the menu for a lot of these teams.
It has to be. It really does. I got a chance to talk tonight, as a matter of fact, the coach from Furia, and because in Brazil, these guys have had so much practice when it comes to the Smash ruling. Furia themselves have smashed in multiple of their regional tournaments. So I was talking to them, I was like, hey, exactly the same question, right? If you see a couple teams in the Smash Zone, will you guys go out of your way to take them out? And they said, well, at a certain point we have to. You know what I'm saying? We know what's at stake. If we have to risk a bad game to ensure that we can continue in this tournament to possibly come back, we're going to do it, right? So even if it's a crash and we lose the fight, we're taking a couple of those players with us. So the whole lobby, honestly, really needs to have that kind of same mentality, because if you want to be able to move up the leaderboards, there are massive jumps in prize pools as we go from 3rd, 4th, 5th place. So you want to be able to stay in this tournament as long as possible. And this one's going to be a fun one. We got a nice Eastern Circle.
I don't know about nice. It's certainly an eastern circle, though. It's going to push all the way out towards Milta, east of it, and Milta Power. The Povka's in there as well. A lot of water here, Jukes. So that is going to be tricky to navigate. Nick the Galaxy will not be getting hot dropped currently, but Ulf might try and step in. Ida clashing with Tianba over on the western side. A very, very close drop.
And of course, we got our big threat of the lobby on a bike. Finally finding a vehicle here. And they're going to go ahead and be looting all this north side of Georgeville Hospital area. And since it is such an eastern circle, right, I wonder how much these teams are going to be kind of even thinking about possibly a rotation camp. Things like that are going to start coming into play here. And man, this is going to get intense.
Yeah, a lot of teams looking to put pressure on as the fight near Gatka between Ida and Tianba is still popping off. Remember, this is an adjustment from Ida to move out this way with the plane path as south as it was. They are going to get stuck straight in with Tianba, and neither team is looking super happy about it. Aching on the inside of the building. Swain on the top floor now has Eagle to contend with as well. Drops a nade down to the ground floor. He tries to fend off the remaining two players. QZZ unlikely to get picked back up here. Does bleed out in the end. And a step forward. Swain the buffs. One more barrel, but it's not enough to blast it back. Tianba survived, but with only two players. And Horror can just move in and maybe just sweep this one through. A very strange hot drop coming through over on Gatka.
Terrible. I mean, honestly, Ida's disrupted this lobby so much, and Tianba are devastated. Now down to just two single players. Aching jumps out, just desperate, trying to do something for his squad, and Eagle is just standing still, just saying, like, not like this. Not like this.
Horror have been a little bit quieter during the course of these finals. Not the fans, that is, the players. The fans have been plenty loud and we've loved it, but they haven't quite had the performance that we were maybe expecting from them coming into the games in these finals. It's not going to be enough. I don't see them catching up when we've already got two teams in that smash zone. It is a bit unfortunate. It is not great, but they can look pretty good in game. We know that. And one of the ways that you can look good in game at home is with the Naruto skins. Make sure you're heading into game to pick up the character sets, the Ninetales Fury Org, and you can look as good as anyone taking on those ninja challenges.
Yeah, get that ninjutsu going. And honestly, yeah, it seems like Aura, OG, they're going to need to bust some of that out if they want to be able to make a crazy run for it. Mathematically, it is still possible, right? If Aura, they start with 3, they're going to need a 20-point game here, a 20-point game in the next one, and maybe even another one after that.
It's triple back-to-back.
It's triple back-to-backs, you know what I'm saying? We still have enough games to do it. It's just going to be tough, especially considering that you got... There's going to be quite a few teams in that smash zone very, very quickly here. That's if this game even continues on after this one. So a lot of different factors to play out. The problem also is the fact that we get later and later into this tournament, the desperation is going to raise tremendously, right? So these teams in the mid-pack are going to even start playing hyper-aggressive because they're going to know, right? Their coaches are going to tell them, hey, man, look, you made it all the way over here to Paris, all right? You either get 20 points or this was all for nothing at a certain point, right?
Well, I mean, there's still placements on the line and all of that sort of thing. I'm just looking at the map at the moment and I'm seeing that Nongshim Red Force might be in with their first fight in a moment, which is going to enlighten the rest of the lobby as to sort of where they're playing, what sort of conflicts they could be running into. A 2-2 split across Milta right now for Nongshim as they did not fully or firmly hold the bridge against Alula, so that crossing does come through. That central glut of teams, and now they start to take shots. Alula in the hovercraft have plenty of armor to rebuff the first volley, but there's more still being flung down range, and it's going to have to divert them on the long road. They find the knock, and there's the flush. Nongshim Red Force extract the first point.
Wow, okay, so they end up getting a point on that. Pretty wild. And Alula are in this next circle, down a player. The thing is, though, if any team nearby happen to hear those shots, they know where Nongshim Red Force is now. So that is going to be a factor, but they are in a really good spot for this circle for now.
I mean, teams should be aware, right, of where they're playing based on the fact that it was Alula that they knocked. And Nongshim Red Force generally going to be in this sort of location. They'll know that Alula are coming up from Novo. So it should be a pretty pretty certain bead on it for a lot of teams in the lobby, but nobody is likely to send out this way. Maybe Aurora to try and crash into it, cause some problems. Vitality are actually holding the West Bridge, which is interesting, over on that very pier side of things. So if Aurora decides, you know what, we're not going to go over to that east side, we're going to try and break west, Vitality is still lying away for it, which I'm not too sure about. I'm not sure if I like that.
Yeah, it's going to be tough here as you got some pretty wild rotations here. Speaking of wild rotations, we got Enigma Galaxy rocking their 2-2 split.
Same again.
Same again. You know, I actually talked to Ralph a little earlier this morning. Asked him, like, hey, are you going to continue to do it? They're like, yeah, you know, it's worked for us in the past. We're going to try it out. We've noticed that on the west side, had a little bit of unluck with some pretty crazy pushes. But we're going to give it a shot here, and we'll see if it pays off for them.
I mean, they did win a chicken dinner from a circle similar to this, on a rotation similar to this. Obviously, it was a different lobby. It was a different time. We were different people, Jude. We were so much younger.
We've grown so much.
Yeah, exactly. We've come so far. But they're going to look for that regroup at some point. Getting through for that regroup is really the difficult part. But we've seen for Enigma Galaxy on this regroup rotation, getting through the glut of teams right now. I'm not too sure how that's going to work. They may have to go on the boat, maybe head up all the way north of the boat, go all the way around. That would be, I mean, maybe not sensible, but possible, certainly. It's difficult, and they are going to get on the road right now to see what they can find. E-Arena are also starting their move in from South George. As we can see, we're on board of them, just passing the north side of school to head towards the center of this circle as it centers up on that Milter Hill near prison and mansion.
Rotations are coming. As we are zooming in to Erangel, what kind of circle are we going to get here? All right, just beautiful, center up, very typical. A lot of these teams were expecting this, and they got it. Now you see Enigma Galaxy, right? They're going to be on both sides of this circle. It's going to be very difficult for them to get to their teammates here, so we'll see how this pays off. But we still got some teams still trying to get in this zone. E-Arena pushing it super late because they land over there in North George. Aura still in Severny. And you got Vitality going on the other bridge here. So they're going to be super late in the circle as well.
Yeah, Vitality's still on the West Bridge. I don't like it. I think this is way too long. You're overcommitting. No one's turned up. Not too sure what the game plan was there for Vitality. It's not the same team we saw from their stages. So unfortunate.
It's the same thing we saw in PMGO too.
Yeah, it's a big drop-off, which I'm sad to see. Enigma Galaxy, they get their back duo caught up in a regroup, and this is exactly what I was worried about. It's only going to be Lord, his vehicle's on fire, and he goes down because he hops out. As it's on fire, they lose their back too. I guess, yeah, Ralph, keep doing that. See how that works out for you.
Yeah, I saw his player cam, and I could see he said, what the heck? You know, what happened? How is this?
Why are there players here in the middle of the circle?
How did I get knocked?
Oh, that's crazy.
That's super unfortunate. The 2-2 split, man. I mean, losing players like that is so rough. We'll see how it all continues on, though. That's if we have another match after this, because Nongshim Red Force are on the south side of Milta, full squad, looking dangerous. On the other end, you got the other Titans of the lobby, E-Arena, holding down the north side. So both these teams able to secure position as a full four-man team.
A vice grip on the circle right now. And our teams will look to try and slip that. This is a replay on Lord getting knocked. You can see he drove up. It was actually the hop out that got him. He'd already taken enough damage and hadn't slowed down enough. He hopped out of the vehicle, kept that momentum, and it was the fall. He hit that ground a little bit too fast.
The ankle.
Just rolled the ankle,
Simon?
man. Rolled the ankle. And now Coops and Stan have to do it all on their loans. It's a bad time. It's a bad time. I feel like it may have worked before. Teams maybe weren't necessarily expecting something like that, and they weren't looking for a duo to be rotating in such an early fashion, especially because they know, oh, well, these players have lost, so it should be a full four coming from there. But there's been enough games now when Enigma Galaxy have done this that teams should be like, oh yeah, that's what they do. Let's just clamp down on that.
You know, it's one of those strategies that I don't know whether to be. It's just one of those strats that's just like, okay, it's different. You know what I'm saying? We don't see
one of those bad ones. Yeah, I've heard of those.
It's bad when it doesn't work, right? That's the thing is like, if it does, it's like, wow, maybe more teams should try this out. But after that, it's like, I think we just stay together. You know what I'm saying? It's just unfortunate, especially considering that they're in fifth place, man. If they would have got a 20-point game here, boom, they would have been in that smash zone. Let's see where this next circle goes, though. And things are going to start heating up because we get a nice center up. E-Arena are going to be over there in La Paz, so they're going to have to fight their way into this next circle. But like you mentioned, it is a vice script right now. North and southern side is where the big threats lie. In the middle of the map, though, you got S2G, you got Enigma Galaxy as that duo. They had more, right? It is what it is. But you got Team Flash on that ridgeline, too. That is a very, very strong spot. They can be able to hold a lot of real estate there.
That's true over on the east side, but I feel like they do need to move into the west edge of it a little bit further, which is exactly what Bo's decided to do there. They have to transition forward. The 3-building compound that sits sort of in front of them is viable, but it can be very difficult to hold against teams up on the north, especially if you get crashed. Multiple angles can crash onto it as well, so a little bit tenuous when you have to leave that ridgeline for Team Flash. For Nongshim, they're going to play nice and isolated on the southeast side. Remember, it's not big point-scoring games that are necessary. That's not what's going to be weighing on the mind of Nongshim, of E-Arena. It is just that chicken dinner. Be the last player standing. That's the only thing that should be running through their mind right now to try and secure that tournament title, the global stage glory.
That's interesting. That's an interesting thought. And I hope it doesn't change their playstyle, because I'm thinking back to PMMI where Tianba had such a massive lead, and they kind of employed that same strategy. Like, hey, let's just put up some basic points. They had so many points, as long as nobody smashed, they were going to win it for the most part. But they changed playstyles, and they paid the price for it big time, going from what we thought was going to be an automatic first to like third place. So we'll see how Nongshim, who definitely learned from that, if they're going to replicate it or play the game that got them here in the first place.
Four Thrives in that last match were able to ignite those afterburners, send them into the stratosphere on the point scoring. And now Four Thrives want to keep that pace, but they're kind of cut out on this northwest edge. They are boxed in by that prison cliff area on the east side of them. They're going to have to pick a direction and commit. Towards Vitality may be a good idea to start, but you've got Godlike behind that, and maybe Ulf on the top, on the lip of those prison cliffs could be a target as well. But either way, it feels like a third-party target.
I can't lie, I'm so hyped for Godlike right now. After seeing that Rondo match, they put up so many points. If they would have won that fight with E-Arena, it would have, who knows where they'd be on the leaderboards here. But they put themselves in a good position. They're still in 10th place, 72 points. They're going to go for the back-to-back chicken dinner. They realize it, like, hey, we got to get it done here. If they do, it would be the comeback of a lifetime. You know that their fans are excited. They're hyped up.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting for this next zone. And it's going to go on over to the northeast side. And which team gets blessed here, John?
Team Flash, right? E-Arena on the north side, on that road down from Lipovka. It helps them out. I wouldn't say blessed, though. I feel like they are still in a little bit of a dangerous position, especially with Horror descending on them. Look at that eastern sweep. That could be dangerous. That could be trouble. There's Coops takes a knock in the meantime as well on the south side, bleeding out another player. Not good news. But Horror, look at a crash maybe towards E-Arena. I do think it is Team Flash that have been the most blessed by this zone, though. On that northeast side, it's exactly what you highlighted, right? That ridgeline, the buildings in front of it, really, really good. But only if it goes out their way. Well, guess what? Here we are. And now S2G try and push in. They're being denied access. Horror clash with Four Thrives, who okay, they've lapped over the north side of prison, and they're third-partying on the rotate here on the north.
Fights happening all over the place. Now we're going to be looking at Enigma Galaxy. Satan, all by himself, is going to be challenging Al-Ula here as we switch over. Four Thrives get eliminated. That is a huge loss. Right before the 100-point mark. There goes Enigma Galaxy as well. That's 5th and 6th out.
And now Aurora trying to sweep past Nongshim Red Force. As Horror picking up those points is a great result for them. 7 eliminations now on the north side, right next to E-Arena, who take a knock as well. 30k has gone down. S2G battling for the middle of it and taking damage from every single angle. Ulf will do a lot of damage to them, but S2G managed to weather that storm. A lot of damage across the board on these rotates, Jukes.
And then here we go. We're going to catch this fight here as S2G are hurt. Vitality very, very close near to them. And it was OG that are putting up some points on the board. They end up getting
क्या
one.
करोगे जब कॉलिन को एहसास होगा कि ये बच्चा उसका
Ozzy on
नहीं
the
है?
other end. Now
वो देना
finally,
होगा,
though,
वो
he has
बेवकूफ
calmed
नहीं है।
down, but this is a battle for the central position in this circle.
I mean, this is another team, S2G, who is within reach of that smash point barrier up to 122, but they have just had the wind taken out their sails. 113 right now. They need to get 9 more points on this match, and with 11 more teams alive as a solo kamikaze, has he got something magic up his sleeve? I do not think so, which is going to leave Aurora to really be the only challengers to that smash point duo.
And Aurora are definitely a threat, that's for sure. 110 points, 12 is super easy for them to get in this kind of position. They're going to have to fight their way through it though. CS Power getting a knock for Godlike. They're down to 2 players, and that is WizGod going to get that confirmation on 2 Power. Only 1 player up left for Godlike.
The Arena did manage to just roll over to the ridgeline there on the shoreline. But Mormon's been spotted. Okay, Sky is still going. And the Arena not safe yet, not out of the woods. As Godlike and Orangutan still continue to clash. Up the stairs, Godlike, look for it, but the drop down is caught, and there's the crash. You want to take one down and the Arena fall. Only one team can stop it all now. Longshim with a big opportunity on the south side, but they're right on the edge.
The whole lobby breathing a sigh of relief now that at least one of the Titans is gone. It's still up to Nongshim Red Force though. They're on the south side, playing carefully, waiting in the shadows to strike. It's only a matter of time here. They're thinking, yeah, you guys fight it out. But you better watch out.
Ooh, a big south shift, and Alola are looking tasty for Nongshim. Look, they're already in those vehicles. XZY wanting to keep Overwatch on the angle as well. Maybe take some shots out that way. How fast are Nongshim going to be able to mount up? Because Flash have already regrouped to the triple stack buildings on the north side of this next part of the circle. The west edge with Furia and Orangutan also needs to conclude and try and find a way down the hill. The Deadwood is so hard to navigate though. There are these really tricky defilades and there are players lying in wait.
Speaking of lying in wait, yeah, you can see Nongshim Red Force. They don't want to give away their position. They don't want the lobby to know where they're at right now. So they're playing it very, very quietly. So take a look at this replay. Schweppes, popping them out the vehicle. But the crash from Aura, so strong here. And they shut down E-Arena. Huge fight for the whole lobby.
Absolutely. The Arena remain on 122 as well. Doesn't mean they don't win it all next match. They are still in the smash boundary.
Yes, they are.
So even if Nongshim get 30 points and don't win the chicken dinner, they could still take it all away with a 0 E-limit.
Aurora want to put themselves in the smash zone here and now, though.
Oh, yeah.
Here they go. They're going to start pushing, trying to find a position. They got the Wizard Tower. Are they going to take it? Nope, pass it up. Decide to go for this hill line here. Good strategy. Gotta be careful with those shots from Flash.
Yeah, there's...
Throwing down some smoke. I like how they put one vehicle in front of the other, so they at least sacrifice one. But they should be able to hold on to at least another one here in a second.
They're going to have to pick a point to go, and I feel like short Team Flash can be taking shots right now, but the west side is going to have to conclude, and fairly quickly. Someone is going to look to crash Team Flash. I can guarantee you that at some point in this match.
Yeah,
but it may be a little bit longer than we were anticipating. I mean, as I said, the Deadwoods have a lot of those defilades, the hills that slope down from the top of this ridgeline. This tree cover has a lot of rocks to play around. You can sort of stutter your way forwards a little bit, but later on you're going to have to find something. Oh, spot over onto Doc. They know who they're fighting now.
Well, they will once that thirst happens.
There it is.
And there it is. So now they know 100%. Nongshim Red Force is right here. Aurora are going to put every single amount of their resources to make sure they can stop them.
It may well be worth it with all the teams around them going down fairly quickly. Just sitting here waiting for Nongshim to roll out, stepping through, sacrificing shots to Team Flash. They may look to try and just block the road, shut the door in the face of a smash victory here in match number 2 today, match 14 on the series.
To be fair, this is going to be a very tough win for Nongshim to get. They're in a really, really tough spot here. They are on the edge of the circle. That broken wall is covering them for now, but this next zone is going to make things interesting. But here we go with a huge battle. It's Furia versus OG. Furia in 8th place right here. They need the win. Oh, that nade looks good. That should get a confirmation. It doesn't. Some way, somehow. Bad nade there, but all of a sudden, they are able to get some knocks. Silence is going to go into the building, eating some blue zone. Furia are getting peppered. Little by little, he gets away with just 1 HP.
Oh, WizGod steps out. He's looking for more. He's got the shotgun shell under the car. The blue zone's ticking, but it's not going to matter. WizGod strikes back against Furia, but now Horror here, and he's got a sliver of HP to play around with. They'll know he's here, and Fear rolls over the top of the hill. WizGod, what? He didn't see him. He'll should hear that. No! With his back to it, will take the shots, but not find the knock. And he will be put down. In the meantime, the roller from Nongshim.
And they're off. Here they go. Nongshim Red Force on the rotation, trying to find a spot in this zone. Tires get popped. Team Flash knocked down Tizzy. It's up to the 2 players from Nongshim to end this tournament.
XZY trying to regroup now on the back. The reloads are coming through, and he may be able to sneak his way into the dip. And Aurora now have Nongshim set before them. A gauntlet to run through, and then one that they will charge in headlong. Nades first. Zul, Reefus, and Top wants this retribution. Draw this game to a close without a smash point victory.
Aurora throwing an absolute bombardment onto Nongshim Red Force. They know they're the threat. They're going to use every single piece of utility they have to finish this team off once and for all. Not able to find those other confirmations. Vehicles are getting moved out the way, though. That's the coverage that Nongshim Red Force desperately need. Looks like they're playing a little game of ping pong with that car.
Ooh, but Aurora starting to suffer as well. They have to move forwards, and now they're in the firing line of Team Flash. It may well be enough to stop Nongshim from winning the game, though, and that seems to be what they were trying to bid for. All the while, by the way, Kamikaze is still alive, so can't discount him just yet for getting the points that he may need. It would be a very long road, though. Hyunbin and So Easy now find the final blow, struck to the heart of Aurora. Draw their game out on 113. They will fall to no smash. Not here, not now.
We're gonna see a game 3, folks. Get excited, get hyped, because now's the chance for a lot of these teams to start pushing their way up the leaderboards.
How far can you go here, though? I mean, for Team Flash, this is a golden opportunity to jump up placement points, to jump up, get a little bit more cash under the belt, be a higher ranking finisher. They have all 4 of their players alive. They're looking pretty chill. As I said before, S2G do have the slimmest of opportunities. For me, it's Kamikaze needing to grab some third-party points off a fight with Team Flash House.
Yeah, then he should try to sneak it enough points to sneak his team into that smash, though. Any point matters, though. I really got to give some major love to Aurora. Look at them. 13 eliminations. This team is trying to make a comeback of a lifetime, and this is how you do it. Got to get this win, though. Anything less is not going to be enough for them to make that race to the top.
I mean, even when you do get it, it's still a long, long road for them to try and find. For Kamikaze, he needs to profit 6 more points on this match. Those can come from either increasing placements or getting eliminations to join that smash point bubble. But this next circle comes in, it's not going to have him in it. It does push Flash into into a few of their locations where it looks like they've spotted him. Kamikaze is there, they roll up, he's put down, and no longer do we have that storyline. The battle at the bottom of the tables rings true for the final 4 here.
This is huge. Everyone's trying to move up their placement here. Like, again, this is a massive prize pool. Every single placement up is big money in the bank. Aura, though, this is the game of a lifetime for them. This is one of those opportunities that gets your squad excited. Get so pumped up to finally start putting everything on the line. CT Flash, though, they're in the mix here. Aura trying to push from the edge of the circle. They're going to start throwing all their util onto Vitality. That's the threat. If they can hold that rock and secure that position, this could be a solid chicken dinner for them.
The Nades keep on going forwards. 13 eliminations on side, and they want to add 2 more to the tally. Sky and Jiggle into the fight. Razak goes down first, immediately putting him out of business, out of action. Sky looks for more as well, and they turn it on. It's just too hot.
Aura are on fire. 15 eliminations. congratulations, but that nade looks dangerous. Gotta watch out. That one hurt, and now it's up to Sky. All by himself. Aula looking to stop the insanity that Aura has put on display here. Here they come. Yasser moving up close and personal to be able to secure this high ground. Team Flash on the other end, putting some suppressive fire onto them as well. Aura just trying to lick their wounds, trying to find their way, but it ain't gonna be enough. That is Aura down to one single player.
I like Team Flash's proactivity here. They didn't waste time. They didn't hide in the buildings. They stretched their legs and moved out towards this north side to get control of the zone. This is what we've wanted to see from a lot of our teams, and I'm glad to see it now, even if it is potentially a little bit too little too late. For them, they've got 10 eliminations here, so alright, they're on 15, but there is a real chance that they could catch up. Sky is still cooking an aid, and Alula are gonna have to worry. Okay, he puts it back to the shotgun shell.
He's not moving a muscle here, and I don't think Alula realizes that he's even still there. They have to know there could be a threat in this area. But Quick is just hopping in the vehicle to get a little bit of extra third-person perspective and get some sightlines. Plus, he's protected there. He has no idea. They have no idea he's there. Hello! He missed the shots, though. Sky gets the knock, but gets shot in the back as Win from Team Flash shuts down Aura's run.
Pretty mighty flub there on the shotgun, hot over the bonnet there. Probably didn't realize, but Quick didn't know he was there and thought, oh, well, I'm going to have to go for the fight. He's going to stand up for it, right? Right? Not to be. Ooh, a cheeky little pick onto Zeus, and actually, Bose is quite low. Over the top, though, Tops and Win look to put pressure onto Quick, and remember, Alula only really have 2 players to play around with here, Claws and Yasser. Looking to navigate closer to the middle for Yasser, but Flash can regroup on 3. Claws has a lot to face down on his lonesome here on this angle. Needs a big nade. Needs to find a knock pretty immediately, and is already taken down. Win steps through with the AUG. Puts that one to bed. And a second volley of fire over the top of the rock sees Team Flash to the chicken dinner.
I'll take that one, that's for sure. Over 20 points in that game. A massive one for them. I guarantee you, their coaches, everybody was telling him, right, hey, this is what you need to do if you want to make a run of it. And this is a start, right? This is a start. It's still a long road ahead, but now the road is there. You know what I'm saying? It had to happen in this game, and they got it done.
That's what you need to do. When that clock strikes, you've got to hear the call and step up to that plate. Unfortunate that Nongshim and E-Arena couldn't really get much further into that one. That Aurora hold on the eastern side, it stopped them really from being able to break out in the way that they wanted to. Flash were an incredible suppressive force over the course of a lot of that final set of circles, so really, really great stuff from them. But yeah, it could have been very, very different if Aurora had played that slightly in a different fashion.
For sure. I mean, unfortunate for them, super fortunate for the rest of this lobby, as we're going to go into one more game for sure. Now, as far as teams that are still within that Smash Point threshold, I believe it's still going to be the duo, right? It's still going to be the 2 teams. But another opportunity in this next game, right, for more squads to be able to push their way on up. As we're going to take a look at the replay here, Team Flash, great job of being able to finish this game strong. Win especially, just boom, putting the nail in the coffin. That's how you do it.
I just didn't want to mess about, you know. He knew.
Let's get on the next game.
Come on. Let's go next. Keep the pace, because they do want to keep up that pressure. If you're on a run, now is the time to hold on to that momentum. There is no more runway that you need to cover to take off on this. It is just today. There is nothing that you want to leave out on Erangel and let it go to Miramar, because you may not reach it. No one might.
Just look at these players' faces. Straight intensity. These guys are locked in right now. They know exactly what they need to do in order to make this happen. And it's going to be on the back of a ton of eliminations and securing those wins, all while stopping E-Arena and Nongshim Red Force, who had a great pincer on the end of that circle there. But, you know, I think teams now especially have understood just how threatening this smash rolling is.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to do extra and beyond to make sure that they can stop those 2 squads.
Absolutely. I mean, there is so much pressure on so many teams. I think that, again, I'm gonna go back to my old favorite hobby, it seems, this game of giving a little bit of hate over to Ralph, because Nick the Galaxy, that 2-2 split did not work. it was really kind of catastrophic. And hey, you know what? The position that they went to, that they tried to go for on that east side was where Team Flash won from. So could have been different. But we're going to head down to the stage. Kalaris has a little interview for us for some inside information.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much. Here with Nongshim Red Force, Hyunbin once again to get some insights on what's gone on so far. Let's talk about the Erangel that just actually happened. You guys find yourself in mini-mill to power, but then the circles shift away from you. You sent it north instead of any other direction. Talk to me about that choice. Do you think it was the right one, or do you think there was another path you could have taken?
일단 현빈 선수 첫 번째 질문은 일단 아까 에란겔 경기부터 일단 얘기를 해볼게요. 에란겔 경기 때 사실 밀타 파워 쪽의 공장을 이용하셨다가 이제 자기장이 튀자마자 이제 바로 북쪽으로 지르셨는데 사실 그쪽이 좀 다른 선택권이 없어서 좀 강제가 된 건지 아니면 좀 그게 좀 가능성이 있다고 보신 건지 좀 궁금하네요.
일단 저희 자리에서 치킨 갖고 오기는 좀 많이 힘들었던 것 같고 저희가 오로라 한 명을 잘라나왔고 그 골에서 오로라 일단 한 팀 먹고부터 할 생각이긴 했습니다.
Yeah, we already knew that that shift was actually really tough for us. So what we thought was Aurora was actually there, and we got a one knock of Aurora player. So I think we should have started with knocking out Aurora, and then we find our footing on the ground inside that circle.
So the Rondo game, you just won another one here. You look always great in urban endings, does Nongshim Red Force. So talk to me about that urban ending. What were your biggest concerns? You had great roof control. So what was your guys' perspective on that finish?
또 론도판에서는 또 치킨을 드셨는데 사실 시가전에서 정말 좋은 모습을 보여주시는 것 같습니다. 그래서 그 시가전에서 특히나 이제 지붕을 통한 영역 그 컨트롤에 굉장히 또 일가견이 있으신 것 같은데 좀 그 점에 있어서 좀 어떤 점을 좀 중점으로 플레이를 했었는지 궁금합니다. 그 론도 플레이 때 시가전 플레이 때 어떤 플레이를 중점으로 두셨는지.
일단 저희 자리가 외곽이었고 저 시가 쪽 한쪽이 비었어갖고 일단 들어가서 서클 받다 보니까 그냥 좀 잘 먹은 것 같아요.
Well, honestly, I think the inside of the city play was actually well forced because we were outside of the circle. But that being said, I think we were kind of lucky because we tried to gain the footing because actually one of the places are actually empty. So we just find our footing there, and then we just took a control of the roof, and then we maintained good condition and intel.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining me, Hyunbin, here once again. That's Nongshim Red Force currently in position on the smash rule as we continue the games here at PMWC.
We book Esports World Cup up.
Nongshim Red Force and E Arena not being able to close it out, so we're gonna keep going. One more match in this one. Team Flash being able to come off with a win there after not really being able to do much for the whole tournament. Great performance out of this squad, but don't forget, for everybody that's currently here at EWC, make sure you guys check out the fan experience. Go look at the awesome stuff between PUBG Mobile and Naruto. Try out Brain Rot Royale. Why not? Because we've been able to try it, and it's quite fun. And I played it way too much. I had to stop so I could actually come here and break down what's been going on in the finals. And also check out Spider-Man. Maybe you'll get a chance to meet him and greet him. But about this performance from Team Flash Max, we finally got a chance to see them perform.
I never doubted. No, I have been doubting a little bit. It's been looking a bit dicey recently, unfortunately. But no, really good hold on the northern side, right? Able to get rid of a lot of threats over in that position. Definitely a team that has been very silent. But before this game, they had a total of 63 points. If my count is right, they just got about a third of the points they've made so far up until now out of all of their games in a single chicken dinner, 23 points. So that's going to get them way higher up in the middle rankings. And let's keep in mind, even if you're not number 1-7, the prize pool distribution is getting way higher on that first half of the leaderboards.
It is. For some of these teams that might be too far away from that threshold of the Smash rule, they're going to be pushing up because there is that prize pool at stake. $3 million that we're going to be giving out. And Horror Esports being able to perform really well, seeing the aggressiveness. This is what we've been expecting out of Horror Esports, the aggressiveness, 16 eliminations.
I mean, it's a real shame we just didn't see this from the get-go, right? From day one throughout to today, because they could have been in a very different position on those leaderboards than we see them right now. But also, just mention very quickly, as we look at the team stats here for Green, Sleepy and Sky actually doing some mega work. They did have some really good names. They were pushing very well. They are the team that got rid of E Arena in the mid phase of that game, taking shots onto Nongshim there. So, you know, very, very proactive, really looking around them and trying to get as many elims as possible. I think we can call that farming.
They were farming a little bit. They definitely were. But actually, the key thing we have to keep in mind for Horror here is they are the team that eliminated E Arena, which is a team, if you get that elimination, one of the plays, you're like, that's E Arena. That's E Arena right there. Go. Push them. And then they did it. And because of that, right, Lace, they delay the tournament just a little bit more, which really is going to make this event so much more interesting because so many teams can enter the Smash Zone.
I know, and how crazy it is that the top of the leaderboards seem to fall and then these mid teams sort of have that glimpse of hope and opportunity. But that's why we love it here for PUBG Mobile with the Smash rule, especially. Now, I do want to sort of draw your attention to S2G, a team that is quite incredibly close to that Smash rule. But if we talk about the first game, we didn't really get to chat to them sort of in that first mid-section. They had a nice recovery, a little bit of a hot drop, couldn't capitalize on as many eliminations as they wanted to. The roughest zone shift for them, they had like that kind of open terrain they couldn't really move in. And then they passed. And then this game, again, it kind of like they're losing their team so incredibly early after eliminations. You saw Kamikaze there on the north side trying to sponge those points, but again, falling short. Look how incredibly close S2G are, 116. They should have done it earlier.
Just 6 points away from being able to enter the Smash Zone. Aurora Gaming as well, currently 9 points away. And teams that were going to be looking to be able to close that gap, especially when we saw E Arena get eliminated. Nongshim really not going for that many eliminations, playing it quietly. Four Thrives. I mean, Four Thrives wasn't really able to do much. And with the win that we just saw to Team Flash now moves into 7th place.
Yeah, really good push up here. Team Flash, 7th position overall. That's going to be an extra bit of money in their back pocket. But the thing is, it's looking very scary. Look at the top three. 3 chicken dinners, 2 chicken dinners, 3 chicken dinners, while the other teams below all have 0, like 4 Thrives, or a singular chicken dinner. So that is really making it scary that the tournament could really end at any point today.
Well, the big thing as well for me is that Aurora Gaming, Nigma Galaxy, and E Arena all finished up that match with 0 points on the board, right?
Yes.
None. Nothing for game 2. S2G is moving up. As you said, Lace, you've got 4 Thrives. Well, also they got 0 points, so they don't count. But Team Flash, Ulf, all of these teams, they are really making a push forward, while those top teams, except for Nongshim, it's getting very close for the rest of those teams.
Yeah, and in this first page of the overall, there is one big outlier, especially when we're looking at the wins here, and it's none other than 4 Thrives. 4 Thrives, the only team in this first page that doesn't have a win. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because, yes, 4 Thrives, if you are able to have a good performance in the next match, at one point, we need to start seeing those wins. if they want to be able to win via Smash Roll.
I mean, even if we bring it back to sort of the group stages, they were sort of unable to get those chicken dinners. Of course, they could capitalize on eliminations, but they weren't really one of those teams that would close out the win. We're sort of seeing this trend now, and of course, they want to sort of get those E-limbs and sponge those points to hit that kind of Smash Roll threshold, but in then, it's still, if you calculate statistically, it's still, their win rate is not really that nice. Yeah,
a little bit
politely.
Tough. But you know what? I'm going to pivot the conversation. I want to bring it back to Nongshim Red Force.
Yes. Let's discuss.
And what
I wanted to take a bit of time here because that was an absolutely insane throw. There are three options. Or you third party to the western side on the mountain next to Lumberyard, or you directly crash onto Al Ula, which is what I think would have been a really good option, or you decide to go for the wide wrap onto Flash, which I wouldn't recommend, and they ended up doing. There were so many options to go, but that was like out of the three, Nitra, the one that was not going to give them the win.
And you know what? It's showcased by Al Ula taking second place from the exact position that we were like, Nongshim, go that way, go that way. Al Ula end up going that way, get that second place, and I think if it had been Nongshim with the kind of momentum that they had off the win, they would have won there. It is genuinely not even game throwing, it's almost championship throwing in game 2, right? Because they could have won it, they could have ended it, done and dusted, and they just didn't. They went for a very different play.
Yeah, and especially because of that rotation. If you push Al Ula, let's say, only Al Ula is going to fight you, right? It's literally team versus team.
Literally.
That wide eastern rotate, Aurora's looking your way, Team Flash is looking your way, Al Ula's also looking your way. You're just making it harder for yourself. And Nongshim Red Force have some of the best rotations sometimes, and then they pull stuff like that. I'm very confused. They're a very confusing team. Entertaining to watch, but confusing.
I also want to sort of point out, and this is just kind of across Battle Royales in general, sometimes you only have that one opportunity, and when you miss it, it is now 10 times harder to get back to that same position. You do not get these chances often. And like you said, Neptune, they didn't make that space, they didn't make that play well, so it will be a little bit more challenging now.
And with Nongshim Red Force, especially in that performance, right? I fully agree with you guys. They decided to go the completely wrong way, being within nade range of Aurora as well, even though they ended up out-surviving Aurora. One thing, though, for this team is that when we've seen it in the past, you were kind of telling me this too, Neptura, especially a PMMI. Once they hit the Smash Zone, this team is so scary because they know exactly what they're playing for, which is just the win, right? Yes, they can get some points. And we kind of saw this here being super passive, the team just waiting for the right time. And I think maybe that's what could have hurt them there. They was just looking for something passive. They weren't looking for an actual fight, and that's why they decided to go with that rotation.
You know what? I 100% agree with you there, Seven, because, they are so scary. They are so patient. We saw that them lining up on Milta Power there, lining up on that wall, going, okay, what's the next play? They didn't look scared. They weren't going too quickly. They were just being very patient. They were sitting and going, okay, what are we going to be doing next? And then they make the most harebrained, like, under pressure play, it felt like, right? Another team I would have expected that from. Not from Nongshim, not with the presence of mind they seem to have while in the Smash Point. They are not a team that falls under pressure, and it felt like they just did in that moment, so very, very odd. Next game, though, still that chance. No one's quite caught up to that Smash Zone, so really EA still the only competitor for them right now. Game 3, we can do this.
I'm going to pivot the topic again. Sorry, I'm all over the place. There's so much to talk about right now. But I want to talk about actually the MVP race, which is actually, we could have a dark situation on our hands, which is we saw Aaron being top damage dealer, he had a ton of eliminations, and they're currently at the very bottom of the first page. We could have a situation where they're nowhere near winning the tournament, and a player on Ulf could actually become your PMWC 2026 MVP. Got to be careful there because he is in 4th position, but it's Hyunbin, it's Tizzy dominating here for Nongshim Red Force.
It is, and Hora with that performance that we just saw there, Sleepy being able to put up the numbers. Aaron, you were talking about it as well, but we have a lot of fans here in the arena. We got 4 tries, we got a bunch more over there from Godlike. Let's see what Barney's currently up to.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've said it time and time again that we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fans. We've got so many around the arena, so before we dive into our third map of the day, it is time to check in with them. And so, Furia, Godlike, make some noise! Kilaris, who have you got with you, buddy?
Yeah, that's all well and good, but I've got Nigma Galaxy. Make some noise! Thunder's applause for Nigma Galaxy! What have you got going on, Barney? Lottie, what have you got?
Oh, James, Barney, you're not ready because I'm here with 14.
can hear the celebration in the arena. I'm sure you can hear it at home as this Hall of Heroes echoes with every fan's hopes and dreams, giving out their energy because the tournament still goes on. Not ending in a Game 2 smash, we run it right back. And anticipation has reached fever pitch here in France. Everyone's loving it.
Having a great time here in the arena. The Enigma Galaxy fans getting ready. I mean, they have played very well today. Lord making a great showing on that first match, but goodness me, what an event, what atmosphere we've got here in our arena. Lovely to see all the support coming out for our players, for our teams here. Potentially the last match. Ooh, maybe. Felt like it on that last one. Weren't quite able to get it there for Nongshim Red Force. They kind of make a bit of a Hail Mary. Didn't work out. But we do have our third match coming up. Erangel. Nice and steady map here to get yourself a chicken dinner on. Nongshim might be waiting for later on in the day though. Hitting another big Miramar, but will someone beat them to the punch? Will E-Arena start stepping back up again?
A lot of fine margins and a room that's getting rowdier and rowdier each game that goes by. But we'll focus on the here and now, the present that is the fact. We've been presented with a third game here live from EWC. PMWC has not stopped delivering, and I don't doubt this game will be anything different. We're back on Erangel, playing path established.
Last match, a little bit difficult, honestly. I don't blame a lot of our teams for struggling slightly there. Very, very southern playing path to start things off. Awkward drop spots, awkward rotates, quick switch out towards the eastern side. Not an easy game to confirm a chicken dinner on. This time around, really, really gentle playing path. Straight across the center. No one's complaining. Everyone's had a lovely in-flight meal and we are ready to get going again. Things spread across the entirety of the map. So a lot of room to rotate, Jackie, but where's the circle?
Well, if history is anything to go by with some of the circles we've had here this event, it might be something a little bit spicy for this one.
Might be, might just be. Fair bit of Sosnovka pulled into play here down towards the south side. We got plenty of water in play. Teams have to start getting their feet wet into this one to make it happen. Those bridge crossings, absolutely diabolical. Aurora, also tough decisions. S2G, bit of a menace team to run into on that eastern side, but Fourth Rise have been consistently oppressive over towards the west. So hard decisions need to be made for this squad. They get in vehicles, likely will loop down towards the south side of the map. They've been praying for a southwest shift on this one. Over towards Farm, Nongshim Red Force will get moving. Planting those seeds of destiny. Hopefully get themselves another chicken dinner today. E-Arena far out over towards the northwest side, South George. Long distance on this one.
And of course, for those of you at home that don't want to forget the event, make sure you get stuck in with that Naruto in-game event that's been going on. Pick up that awesome Ninetales Fury org and try and make plays like some of the best we've seen over the tournament.
One of the best right here on our screens in Mormon. For E-Arena, he has been the man. Seriously good stuff from him. So many clutch plays, so many moments where it felt dire and Mormon was able to pull it back for the squad. Looking to do the same here in the final day. They've already achieved the smash ruling. As was said earlier on the desk, the only two teams to currently do it, but do think that that will change after match 3 if we don't end it all here and now. Right now you have that serene sense for E-Arena as well as Nongshim Red Force that there is only one other squad in the lobby that could beat you to the punch.
I do think, mate, with how S2G have looked, if you could come alive here, get a bit of a big boost off this game, they've still got a chance to be a dark horse, to be able to upset in this lobby. And I think we saw some of that talent yesterday when they were fighting under so much pressure as well, in disadvantaged situations from distance. Hamzy G, he was popping off. There's a lot they can do, bro. You know, we touched on Kamikaze an awful lot over the event, but I think it's that duo that brings so much firepower. So we'll see what they got this time.
Hamzy as well as Kamikaze looking great. And for S2G, they're a team that's put up quite a lot of chicken dinners so far, actually. I think they're currently on 3. Looking to break that record, though I think it will be difficult today to do that, since get up towards 5, and by the time they get to 5, they should have also just won at that point. That's a smash. So possibilities of broken records ruined by the format for them. But I do think they would be happy with the win, regardless.
Yeah, I don't think it'll bother them too much, right?
Yeah, so for S2G, certainly a possibility here. Only 6 points on this game that's needed for them. For Aurora, we are looking towards 9. Enigma Galaxy is going to have to be a bigger match. 22 points on that one, which is almost certainly going to be a chicken dinner. But yeah, a lot of teams looking to breach that smash ruling as we come into match 3, which is where it always gets stressful. Hot Jukes, a little documentary style, earlier on today was saying that he'd love to see 6 teams towards that final match, all vying it out for the chicken dinner. I've felt like a lot of times internationals do go to that 6th match no matter what. And even in PMMI, ooh, for Nongshim Red Force, oh my god, he's alive. For Nongshim Red Force, he did go to match 6 when they got that smash. Satan immediately peeling off there for Enigma Galaxy, but they are in close contention with 4 Thrives, who are exiting from Ferry Pier and Yellows.
Four Thrives, they've been loving these fights versus Enigma the entire event. Always able to catch them on their egress. I was just as surprised as you were. He actually got out from that one. But Lord, not lucky enough to bypass either. That back and forth conversation between those two teams continues even this far into the event. Emre running down Lord to get that confirmation off.
Yeah, now that idea of getting the chicken dinner and getting into smash ruling feels a little further away. 4 Thrives will aggress over towards Ida. Should hit them up towards the 100 now, so they've also hit the century on this game. Getting ever closer to that count. Nongshim Red Force was able to make a fairly good rotation towards the central position. They like to play around this area. They are cut in with S2G though. Slightly scary spot to be working with. Very central. Still only here in zone 1. Anything can happen as long as they're set up. Position to move from should be okay. Ulf finds S-Power. There is a clap back from Admino, who immediately will flush out Scarface. So full-on engagement here between Ulf as well as Godlike.
Already big shots being connected. And it's wiped up so quickly. Ulf withstand the pressure. They do lose one player, but they can get Eren back up, and that's a key piece of the puzzle for them. Keep him in play, reset with the meds, and grab the extra loot.
I mean, for Eren, what a run it's been for him during this tournament. Max was highlighting him on the desk of how much he was able to really prove himself here at this event, despite having some awkward moments, honestly. Still remember his crash into gas station, which went terribly wrong, but even then he is putting up numbers. OG do take a knock there to Tiamba, who have been sadly very quiet after day 1. A majority of the points earned there, if they were able to replicate anything like that day 1 and day 2 or day 3, they would have won this tournament by a mile. Sadly, that's just not the case. Trying to get back into the mix of it now, though, as Milu. So let's look for these nades.
Maru on about half HP there. AKOP in the back line. Ooh, nice arc from Milu. Milu, the madman, when he's feeling himself, he can do so much damage on a battleground.
It's got back up from the boys. If they can get out of this one cleanly, maybe they can at least try and ruin some of the runs for the other squads above them. And Milu keeps it going to get that flush as well, so that will remove Aru. Hard cut him out. Blue coming in to make it a bit more suffocating between these two sides.
Quite a few nades already expended here from Tiamba as well as OG. We're right in zone 2 now. Blue starts to tickle a fair bit. QZZ gets a bit panicked there, will drop a couple of shots through and then immediately send in Milu. He's just going to prime the nade. That's a nice one from him. Good patience. Lets it go through. Is he going to peek this onto AKOP? It's me. Does not care in the slightest. Friendly fire. Denies the point.
Oh, yeah. And they're going to bounce around, make sure they clean up on that one. Trying to snatch away some of the earnings from it. Good to see Tiamba, though, getting a bit of fanfare back from the crowd and big plays from Milu. I think he was sat on about 11 elims off the back of 3 games back on day 1 as well, mate.
He's a killer, that's for sure. Tiamba lucky to have him. Great to see him back on the team again. Some subs came through yesterday, Shallow in, Milu out, but looks like he is ready to play today. Gameplay looks clean. For Nongshim Red Force, hard rotate over towards that north side. We've got Dip in play, but not fully. At least we did confirm away from the south side. A lot of the water got cut out immediately. A hard shift over towards the northwest, and an easy rotate now for Tiamba to actually get in.
There's Catch popping up in the elim feed. Couple shots over towards the Furia squad. Furia that have been a little bit more shaky today in some of the battles we've seen. Hasn't been as cutthroat. We'll see if that one results in a bit of a flush. Seems like they have grabbed Igor's back up for now, so he'll live on. Nongshim just ahead of the Aurora crew that have made their rotation over the bridge, left of Novka. Oh, are they going in for this aggro?
Aurora might be looking just to swing on the coastal side, deny as much sidelines as possible. Top though, playing an anchor backstop here, taking some good shots. There is another play here alongside it with Doc. Hamzy G at distance, also watching, so this is a dangerous rotate here for Aurora, because even if they get down towards the beachhead, S2G might have a sightline with Hamzy, and we know just how good Hamzy is at distance. An eagle eye on him. Nades go through, but so easy, brushes them off.
Dirt off the shoulder for so easy. Can't keep this man down right now. 3 of their nades invested, so draining some of the early offensive utility, but it looks like they've still got a good supply, at least on Doc with 5 in the backpack. Meanwhile, E-Arena pushing back up over to Waldorf. Ketch trying to catch an escape plan. Dives behind the driving, but it's not quick enough as Joker will adjust his crosshair and find that one on the exit. Mormon takes a knock back over.
Bit of a disjointed Irish exit there from Ulf. Alula under pressure though, as S2G just flies in over towards the garages. R3B in the corner, and S2G cleans it up. Not a single player lost. Should be able to get that res. Nongshim Red Force in the meantime, after seeing those players leaving, did get that leapfrog on, so they get a little bit further into the circle here. Milta, not the main feature. If we go down towards the southeast, we know just how good Nongshim can be in an urban finish. Thriving in the concrete jungles.
So no overcommit. Like you touched on, Aurora just controlling some of the rotation paths with the coast firmly under their foot. Map geometry favoring them from this position. They opt to go for the 2-2 split. Rufus and Top further over near the area we see Vitality starting to encroach upon. Whilst Joel and Doc, 2 players with very heavy hands if you do want to challenge them in a raw duel, play off each other.
It's actually a possibility right now with S2G leaving. I don't know if Aurora is able to spot that. They certainly don't see Hamzy G continuing to peak the angle, but now they have free capability to actually make an eastern ramp if they want. Right now they're holding two fairly decent locations in terms of vision onto the map, but they are right on the edge, so eventually they'll have to move. I think likely what's going to happen is they'll wait for Zone 4, make a decision from there how they want to rotate in. But there's a lot of free space over towards the eastern side, and already Doc is going to scout it. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. Get a little bit further up, realize that actually this space is kind of open at the moment for us to get a little bit more of an eye in towards the circle.
That's the kind of premium real estate that man like Doc's going to instantly sniff out and be confident enough to rep himself to take control of. We'll see how this pans out long term for Aurora.
Next circle though. We're going to define a lot of how this works, and we are down towards Milta. Nongshim might be thinking about making a move right now, and they're instantaneous. This is way better than last game. Last game felt late on those rotates. It felt like they were still making decisions. This time they are much quicker with it. Out to the outside edge, not confirmed towards Milta yet. Still giving them the capability to move out towards the field should this move towards the west. But now they're going to have a swivel on towards all the teams around them. Aurora recalling Reefus back towards the squad as teams start to surge towards Milta.
Timing on this is going to be so dangerously tight, though. They all caught vision on one another. Ida have already entered close. Three-man split, Solo's playing in a line there for Aurora with the wrap in late. Rufus, seeing the backline of Vitality, knows he's got to go down towards the coast and then assist the team. Tiamba getting shots off as well. That's Ulf. Oh, you're going to be eating shrapnel on this one. Wide arc down towards the roadside.
Solus and Aaron here by the toll gates. It's always an awkward spot, very nadeable. Couple of positions you could play around inside the toll booth itself to try and dodge those close quarters ordnance. Oh my god, there's mollies everywhere. Aaron can barely move. He has to find an opening with this nade, but for Ulf it's looking like it's more and more over. XZY goes down to a nade from Reefus. Doesn't push it though. Should be resable.
That's two players knocked as well. We saw Vitality getting the first domino falling onto Nongshim, then the assist coming in from Aurora. The Nongshim Smash squad might have come unstuck early.
It's far, it's far. It's so hard. He kind of needs to get over the top and try and pick him up, but when the vehicle's currently slammed, it's really difficult to do. Just about holds the res. He was so low. Tizzy perched himself on the rubble of the wall. Whoa, that was close, Jackie.
I think we just saw Federales get a single tap onto Hyunbin as well. He was looking for the drop with the smoke, wanted to try and get down there and assist. Took a single bullet, had to hit the deck again. Thankfully, smoke's out, limited cover as well with the walls, so the geometry playing in their favor. You can go for another res. They might be able to recover it cleanly.
I think that they won't be recovering though. Is all this utility that they just spent getting those players back up again. How many smoke launchers do they still have left? Vexy finds Tizzy again. Nongshim under mad pressure at the moment between two separate squads, both looking towards them. Just have to hold on for the time being. Stop peeking, honestly, but I feel like they realize they need to keep these teams on the outside at bay. Arena, though, down in the blink of an eye versus Tiamba. Another team on Smash ruling out, and Tiamba survives as for just. Eagle inside. As always, the lurker looking to play medic for the rest of the squad here.
He might be the Eagle, but there is vultures swarming the skies around him. Other teams realizing there's been a lot of damage done here. It's a risky pickup with a position he's in. Luckily, he's got some cover from the vehicles to try and save his mates. That's Aura, though. With Jiggle getting one of them confirmed off the back of the damage that was done. So they do go down to at best a three-man squad post this pickup.
A lot of teams need to move. A lot of teams that actually fully confirmed though towards Milta now feeling a little bad about this one, which is exactly why you see Aurora playing on this edge down towards the south side and Nongshim not fully moving in. So 4 Thrives, they've got to extricate themselves. Flash have also got to pull themselves out of this one. S2G a little bit safer where they play around the warehouses and they can move up over towards that top side. We're playing over towards Toll Booth later, but it's Aura right now who actually own the majority of the space on the northern edge. 4 Thrives opening up over towards Aurora as they move.
That backline in is good to at least take some of the heat off. Force attention turned back onto 4 Thrives from Aurora. Vitality have just been really running interference from this angle as well. If there's a peek up from Hyunbin, they're harassing with shots. If they can get LOS back over onto the coast of Aurora, it's punishing as well.
For Nongshim Red Force, they know the shots came from Vitality earlier, so this is sort of the team they need to deal with first. The one thing I really worry about for Nongshim, though, is how exposed the vehicles have been this entire time. You got to imagine that wheels are blown out, if not vehicles fully exploded. They do have to move further in towards the circle, likely will be on foot, unless they can find some kind of vehicle in the near future. Vitality's going to go for a mad rotate over towards the northwest side. They hear the fighting, they notice that Nick McGallity's down. This is a good opportunity to go for. Vexy helping from the back lines. Really like this push from Vitality.
Ralph's on an island. Last man left alive and not breathing for much longer as Razak will find that adjustment back onto Nigma, so they go down. Vexy's been good as well at providing some overwatch for this squad. Showing up when they needed him. Fury are on the move close by, shots from either side, so a lot of information garnered towards them. They advance further. Silence and Co pushing up with the vehicles, going to peek over the top of the rocks. There's Tiamba in the distance, nades being thrown onto Vitality, a backline potential. Igor goes in, big sprays, assisted by Silence. 4 Thrives taking some damage as well, the pepper back onto them.
Fury's going to move in on this, like you say. Igor's already on that front line. The rest of the team all stood alongside him now. And Vitality find themselves in a very horrendous position. Nades from Tiamba going a little bit wide here, trying to angle these through the smoke. That one should be on target. Easy cleanup. Tiamba grab themselves 10, 11 eliminations on this match so far. Much more reminiscent of the past, and Milu's already on 4.
Furia playing with that confidence and aggression we know they've got as 4 Thrives buckle under the pressure. Furia shutting them down in the close range combat. And Nongshim, after turtling for so long, finally knowing Vitality had been taken out of the picture, they can make a move. They're just wrapping around to where Aurora were.
This is interesting, trying to get rid of Aurora, actually. Only one player here in Reefers, potentially they've noticed that. There's actually a massive amount of space on this western side that they could clear. Tiamba's a 3-man, Furia's down to 2. Circle moves up that way, leaving Tiamba with one of the few remaining positions, and we are on Tollbooth. Oh my god, what a circle to end on.
Ooh, deep nades. Reefers casting that one out. Back nades as he advances to try and create a little bit of space between the teams. Distant shots coming in from Tiamba. He's got to hit the deck, but that's not the only squad you got to worry about. Lost from S2G, gets a sight line, and goodbye Reefers.
The only thing is just like kind of flashbacks to last game where there is a massive capability of moving west on this one for Nongshim and clearing up towards that north side, having all that space. You'd imagine that they saw the amount of teams that moved into Milta. They are just charging headlong into danger here, where there is so much more room to play on the northwest side. Guys, you don't need elims. You need a chicken.
And they might get barbecued if they take too much time on this one. Joel was cooking a molly. XCY so paranoid about the peak from the top side with Tiamba. And with Furia not needing to force the issue amongst them, they've got a crystal clear line of sight down onto the rotate path for Nongshim. It's so uncomfortable.
Come back, lads. Just come back off this angle. We don't need to play it anymore. You can wrap back over towards. So easy. 2 down. What is this? It makes little sense. I mean, they'd set themselves up wonderfully the entire time for this western exit. And as soon as the circle moves away from Milta, what do we do? Push into Milta?
The panic's there. Paralysis by analysis. The zone takes away one of the members and we're down to just a duo. Aurora Core on their exit as Lost will be able to continue playing powerfully off this angle. XZY thankfully given a few moments of respite as he runs to try and find any cover at all.
Kamikaze from S2G, we talked from the start of the game. They have just about hit that 122 now. So they have hit that smash ruling going towards that next match. steps up to the plate. They've done enough here, even if they go down. Looking to take down Ida regardless. Hams. Ooh, what a shot! Reaction coming through clutch there, but Kamikaze, as always, the backbone in the team.
Standing straight and keeping S2G in a position to recover from this. Quick reactions from Ida, but a shutdown play that will let S2G fight on for another day. Flash though getting eaten alive by Hora. Wrapping down the ridge, the nades bouncing in. Tops is down. And Kamikaze scanning to see what more points they can steal.
Hora on for a big game here, actually, Jackie. Looking to push themselves further in the rankings. Only 2 eliminations so far, but so much more to grab here as most teams are bruised and bleeding coming into these final zones. Tiamba also having a good time of it. Nades going over the top here from Nongshim Red Force, rolling down, and we are directly on top of Toll Booth now.
That's okay falling. XZY getting the tags off. They've been under constant pressure the entire time. It's not clean. It's awkward.
Not even a helmet on So Easy here anymore.
Mate, you're playing with a bare minimum. Concessions had to be made, but a nade could be coming their way. Lost with 2 left in the back pocket. The first one thrown in looks good for them now.
Double bouncer. XZY is down. Comes to the end of his line there. Nongshim is floundering at the moment.
प्यार और जंग में सब कुछ जायज है।
Confusing moves.
लेकिन कुछ लड़ाइयों में किसी की जीत नहीं होती। बस दिल टूट जाते हैं, जो हमें ये सोचने पर मजबूर कर देता है कि इस कीमत में ये लड़ाई जायज
have done enough, but they're looking to push further into this game, as is So Easy.
They're trying to send a message with this one.
जिन्हें हम प्यार
It's not
करते
just
हैं,
about what they
उनके
needed
पास
to get into
हमें
Smash. They want to
सबसे बड़ा
prove that
जख्म
they
देने
can
की
be the
ताकत
big dogs in the lobby.
और इंसान के दिल से
Response back over them.
ज्यादा कमजोर
Hamza
क्या
G
चीज़ हो
eating the nade from Hora as Hora are lighting up the sky. Explosion after explosion on top of the Turkish team. They are stuck on the ridge and cannot advance. Backline attack from Tiamba from way over the other side. And Tiamba keeping the pressure on. Trying to get that pick up in. Lost with limited space to play off. In comes the nade.
पति पत्नी के बीच का रिश्ता बड़ा अंतरंग और पवित्र होता है। लेकिन एक बात बता दूं कि मुझे पता चला है कि बड़ा धोखा
in the lobby. Hora on the northeast side. So Easy. With barely a hope in this match, but still hanging on. Furia dashed by the roadside, leaving just Hora. Tiamba, Nongshim Red Force in this endgame. For Nongshim, the best thing about this is that even if there isn't a smash win, this is keeping them contention for the top spot, at least.
शहर में आने के पहले से
It's going to be big for the
उनके
placements.
पेट में बच्चा है।
And is there a chance of some sheer shenanigans from So Easy? He's crossing his fingers, mate. But you've got a hard task ahead here.
घबराहट में इंसान गलत कदम उठाता है, लेकिन मैं
Just to
दावे
peek
से
over
कह
a little
सकती हूँ
bit.
कि बहुत
So
से
Easy's trying to
लोग
hide
ऐसे में
his face
उठाए
behind the
गए एक कदम
barest
को
of pylons
माफी लायक नहीं
behind this
मानते।
railing.
शायद उसे लगा
It
होगा
is just not
कि उसके
hash.
पास यही एक रास्ता था, या शायद
something.
इसमें
Don't-
कोई बात नहीं
they've
है। लेकिन
smoked
मैं
it.
आपसे पूछती
Hang on a
हूँ,
minute.
क्या
Cheers, lads.
ऐसी धोखाधड़ी
I really
से
needed
हासिल
that.
हुआ नतीजा कभी जायज
He's
हो
tucked in
सकता है?
behind it. There's no real angle from the backside as well from Tiamba, so it just depends. I mean, if Hora go for the hard force over...
This is mad.
Yeah, this could get cheeky quite quickly. Sleepy would have burned down as well. The vehicle... Oh, it's all going wrong! So Easy on the peacock, good for one, and Tiamba assisting with the shots from the top. He's going to try first on these as well.
Or on the assist with an unreal smoke. Mollies go in, nades go wide, and he is out. Tiamba will clean up.
Nongshim were looking to blot out the sun on that one with a surprise plays, but it's not going to happen now. And Hora solo remains with the advancement of Tian, but the nade goes over. Sky got a backpedal. Runs back to whatever cover he can find. Can he trust in his source on this one? holding the peak, ready for the shots. Eagle gets knocked out of the Sky. QZZ with a reposition as Sky advances forward with a shotgun in his hand. Nade being cooked by Milu, and this man don't miss.
Good damage. QZZ follows up with a second, and Tiamba is back. What a fantastic game. The three-man inside just felt like these guys needed a little bit of confidence. And that star on the match reinvigorates whatever light died out in Milu on day 2. It is back on now, and it is blaring.
They started that game as they meant to proceed. The aggression was there. The despicable nade plays from Milu that always give you that gut-wrenching feeling of how does he do it. Continued from start to finish. The shots are on point. And a pathway begins to present itself.
Aura's got to be mad at themselves, though. Imagine just smoking off so easy.
The smoke into the tire pot on the career down the hill. Oh, but
they really did careen off course there. Looked so good up until that point. Covering their angles, clearing their spots out. So easy. He was mega confused. I would have loved to see his face in that moment. Pure shock. He's like, is that the nade moved away from his
yeah.
Wait, actually,
that's the smoke. I can blast that.
That's great. I didn't have one of those before, you know.
No utility left, but they gave him one to be nice, and then Tiamba with a perfect timed nades.
Man, so good. There was a small part of me that thought that So Easy was going to clutch up. Small part of me, but I am glad it was Tiamba.
Oh yeah, tiny percentage, but it started to get a little bit bigger with how things were going. But hey, a Tiamba win is a very exciting prospect. Such a fun team to watch, Blank, bringing the heat in finals.
They're just a fast-paced team, and I think what we've seen them from before is just a little bit of that sluggish gameplay where they weren't quite able to make those plays, and they're desperately banging on that door, but it's just been not going down. I think Milu right there just put a foot through it. So it looks good. It looks way better now. They're pulling off those maneuvers too. So yeah, great work to Tiamba. Really, really happy to see it. And it was, I think for me, it was fantastic to see these guys happy. I think that was my favorite thing about that win.
It's nice to see him smiling, nice to see the success story of how they're playing. And mate, you're right. I think if there was a door there, Milu not only kicked it down, he just destroyed the entire house. Just a little came through, blowing everyone away. And mate, I'd love to see that. I hope that continues.
I hope it does continue as well. But Tiamba, it's not over yet. We haven't rung the bell. They might have been uppercutted, but they have got back up again. The count did not finish. It's scary, no? Going into these final matches, we've got 3 teams at match point right now. It's S2G, E-Arena, as well as Nongshim. Nongshim's been making some crazy decisions. E-Arena, sadly, on the other hand, have just not been able to eke out those performances so far. It's felt a little bit timid from that team. S2G, though, I think this is a worrisome squad to have in that top 3 because they could just light it up at any moment now. Unless the pressure gets to them, which it seems to be the case for quite a few of our teams.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the contrast we're painting there for E-Arena, right? Where it feels like you had some flash in the pan moments, but now it's come to, you just got to follow through. It's not happening, whereas S2G, we know they can strive for greatness. It feels like championship mentality is going hand in hand with their aggression, the way they're approaching these lobbies. All it takes, one big game. Could be a championship right there. But stay tuned for that. We'll find out. The narrative continues. Do not go anywhere.
Human body was built to move, not trapped in a tent in one single posture for 12 hours a day.
ये तो बस शुरुआत है। अभी तो हमें बहुत सी बातें करनी है।
This is Secret Lab Type E.
मैक्स के साथ सब ठीक है। ब्रेकअप हो गया। बेचारा मैक्स। क्या? बहुत अच्छा था वो। अच्छा? सिर्फ अच्छा होना काफी नहीं है। भाग क्या लाइन है? अपने टिंडर अकाउंट पे लिख दो। तुम्हें याद है मम्मा क्या कहती थी? पीछे देखकर आगे बढ़ोगे तो मुंह के बल गिरोगे। टकरा जाओगे। सही कहती थी। वाले कार की चाबी। ओह कितना खूबसूरत घर है। किसका है? तुम बिल्कुल मम्मा की तरह। वाले अब तुम मुझे डरा रही हो। वाओ
वापस भी आ गई। मुझे सच बताना कितनी तेज ड्राइव करके आ रही हो बेबी। तुम्हारी बहन का ना रूल से कोई वास्ता नहीं है। Fighting until we make it. These teams are in Tiamba able to get that chicken dinner, full control of this one. But we have to talk about something that's very important. S2G being able to get into the smash zone now, not coming up short this match.
I mean, I just sort of want to touch on that. From their compound, they actually probably had the better position out of the squad, sort of moving that rotate in. But I mean, we've got to talk about like their push on our Ula. I'm sure Max is going to cover this nicely a little bit later, but just the, I guess, raw power that they had from start to finish from that game, they were finally able to get over that threshold. Do I believe they should have won the first two games? A little bit, but that's okay. They've done it now, and obviously this is one of the teams that can take a victory.
They definitely can take a victory. This is a team that has already gotten 3 wins in Erangel in the finals when we're talking about S2G. If we're looking at some of the other teams looking to get to that smash zone, it's none other than Aurora. I actually thought Aurora was going to be able to make it already. They're struggling a bit today, Max.
Yeah, a bit of a weird hold onto Nongshim Red Force in particular. They're looking kind of weird. But by the way, I want to bring it back to S2G. They not only make it into the smash zone, they've got a 9-point lead on top of E-Arena, which if you do not get smashed, is going back to the OG rules, which is the most amount of points becomes the champion. So right now, S2G are loving it, but so are Tiamba. Shattering dreams in this game, eliminating E-Arena, eliminating the final player here at the very end for Nongshim Red Force, man. They are the reason why the tournament has not yet ended.
For Esports, back-to-back great games here out of them. And for Fort Crash Neptura, this team, after that rondo that we saw, they're starting to struggle. They ended up the first aerial with a big old donut, and in this one, at least they secure 4 points.
I mean, at least they do. I did see that they had a really fantastic rotation around from just massive wraparounds into Milta and then out of it. But yeah, 4 points is all they're going to get for that. Fantastic nades from Hora. Oh my goodness me. You were talking about it, right, Max? Sky is fantastic with the nades today. Really on point. And Tiamba, I mean, honestly, the word that I would use for both Tiamba and Hora, they're feeling very intense. You don't want to go up against them. Look at those sprays. Long range, through the smokes. There's no escaping this team.
What are those sprays from QZZ? Oh my god! That was crazy stuff going out from him. I mean, he was just lasering everyone through the smokes. Incredible stuff. But at the end, Hora, another solid finish. Well, sure, maybe not chicken dinner. It's a strong back-to-back, but so easy. In that smoke, actually, that was a smoke right from Hora in the try. I thought maybe if he stays hidden, he could third party it. But at the end, Tiamba put the nail in the coffin.
That's something that I was actually hoping that So Easy was going to do. He was going to end up waiting a little bit longer, maybe use that smoke to his advantage. But Max, he didn't want to wait for that third-party option. He just wanted to take matters into their own hands. And it goes back to what we're saying with Nongshim. It feels like they're being passive, but they're not quite sure when to be aggressive and when to flip that switch.
They are a little bit hesitant, right? And that's the thing about the Smash ruling, whether you hate it, teams, the mindset does change a little bit when you do have that chance of getting those chicken dinners. It is quite stressful. Well, now, not just 2 teams, but 3 teams. S2G are going to be joining their ranks, but of course, S2G got 3 chicken dinners so far in the finals, so they're looking like a team that could actually wrap it up. But looking at the rotations this game in particular, I know you in particular, Nimsha, were quite critical about their push on the western side of Milta. They were no options, but maybe could have been more balanced.
Absolutely, I think any... Oh, wait, hang on.
Hold on. That's my split right there. So looking at this play, so actually S2G, sorry, I have to jump into it. We're very split. Lost solo, literally in 1v4. And even then, he's popping up. He's also getting a bit of assistance from the teams on the other side of the road, right? In particular, Kamikaze's got a fantastic angle. And there, the backup. This is literally the play that gets them into the smash zone. Soke going to be sending it forward. He's going to be joined up there by Habsigi, who can absolutely superhero style in the building. And they get 1, get 2, get 3, and the final player. And because of that, they get the 4-mana reset and actually get enough points to enter the smash zone. What a hero set play of the day. They don't do that, they would still not be over that 122-point threshold.
That's insane. I think I missed that play. Thank you for that replay, because oh my goodness me.
So HamCG is just like crashing the wall. We are not going out.
They just send it. Absolutely send it. And that's what we want to see out of some teams. Being able to send it. E-Arena, one team that's currently also running into the struggle when we talk about teams struggling that are already in the smash zone lays for E-Arena.
that was Tiamba's fault. I don't know. Like, I have to bring it to Tiamba because obviously E-Arena, you know, they had a nice little path in there, but Tiamba were actually positioned in such a great spot that they were so annoying to every team. This is Aurora. This was obviously even helping S2G in that fight. They were able to sort of gatekeep that area from E-Arena as well. And so it's unfortunate that we're seeing like E-Arena not being able to push into the position early enough because they are still sort of playing that edge.
They are going to be playing that edge, but right now they need to get that win if they want to be able to win via Smash Rule. They are one of those teams currently in the Smash Zone. Keep in mind, E-Arena started off the day with 112 points. They have only gotten 11 points so far after 3 matches.
And 10 out of those 11 have been in Rondo. Because remember, they hit 122. That's where they were. In the last 2 games, they've gotten 1 point. What is happening to E-Arena? You're looking so strong.
Yeah, transitioning to some of the other teams, right? I'm going to be looking at 4 Thrives Esports. This is a team, Max, that we thought was going to continue on that momentum. Remember, this is a team that usually is able to carry on momentum. They're still hesitant. They're still showing those things that we've been critiquing this whole PMWC and EWC 26, which is hesitance at times.
I was hoping they were not going to doubt themselves because they're not in the Smash Zone, unlike what we saw in PMGO Season 1, where they were actually very stressed and almost were able to close a 50.
Let's see if they'll be able to deliver for their fans here at the arena. But for some of the other teams, right, we're now talking about, let's go back to Hora, because Hora is stopping a lot of those teams towards the top from getting those points. The teams towards the top need to be able to find some kind of adjustment to that aggressiveness that we're seeing at Hora.
Yeah, then Tiamba also, Hora in particular, they have nothing to lose, right? They're like, okay, we have to go hard or go home today. We have to initiate that comeback and leave the second page, which with the last 2 games on Erangel, they've been doing. We have 1 more Erangel coming up, right? So maybe we can finally see a Hora chicken dinner. That will be very exciting here in the finals of PMWC. But Tiamba, I feel like they're a team that in this lobby, if they get a knock and a flush on a player that's or E-Arena or Nongshim Red Force, and maybe now also S2G, they just fully capitalize on it. And I love it. They really are one of the few teams that are delaying this tournament until the very, very end.
I mean, I sort of just want to bring your attention to Furia because they are still sort of in that 90 points there. And from that previous game, they were holding the western side. Obviously, Hora was sort of taking out the rest of S2G. They did nothing. They didn't even rotate and swing around where Hora was, which would have capitalized their elimination. So they're kind of not being as present as they usually are.
It could be ending here in this next match. My prediction was in 4 matches. How many matches do you have, Natura?
4.
Max? 4. Lace?
I was hoping for 2, so mine's it.
Okay, yours is absolutely good. But let's see if it's going to be ending here in match number 4, or if we're just going to be getting a bunch more teams joining in this Smash Zone.
Will this be it? We are about to find out. S2G joins the fray. Now 3 different squads could smash.
3 teams with that opportunity in our final edition of Erangel at the PMWC. It is going to go a little bit further than maybe some were expecting, given how today started, getting 2 teams into that Smash Zone so early on. But that double Milter shift on both of our zones has kind of thrown a spanner in the works. I mean, for Nongshim, right, they're dropping around that area, they're getting pushed in around the bridge. It seemed like they didn't quite have the force to be able to push their way out, right? They're still earning a lot of points on these games, though. So
if it does go the full distance, they may just be able to win it out like that.
That's what you got to do at the end of the day. Is you got to try to win this whole thing in as many different ways as possible. And that is going to be, you're going to smash, or you're going to end up with the most points on the leaderboards at the end of the day. And Nongshim Red Force with that double Milta circle, like you mentioned, is just putting in the work. Problem is, though, is that if we get another one, I mean, everyone's going to know by now exactly where they're at. So the focus is going to, I think, shift a little bit. But this could be the game where we get another crazy Erangel circle to finish out the PMWC here at EWC live in Paris. You can see these players cracking their knuckles, getting ready to drop in one last time.
Oh, there we go. That will be the final will. 3 teams, as you say before. Out of those 3, I feel like for my money, given today's games, I'm favoring either S2G or Nongshim Red Force. I feel like for me, the arena today has been solid, consistent, but not a game-winning team. And I need to see a little bit more from them to be confident in their ability to fully confirm on that smash.
But we've seen them do some crazy stuff, right? They have broken records on their road here, and now they're in with a chance to take that title, give Schweppes his 3rd performance at a global level to get a global stage title. There's 2 PFWI trophies already behind him, looking for a 3rd time to take it home.
Well, here comes the big one. We're here in Paris, folks. Let's make some noise as this is the last Erangel of the tournament. Could this be the final match? That's the question we're about to find out as we're looking down at the plane. These players are locked, loaded, ready to go. And we got one going right down the middle here in a nice diagonal coming from George all the way down to Novo.
Yeah, going to give a lot of access to everywhere on the map here. Shouldn't be too many hot drops. I know we've seen a couple of those certainly earlier on. I mean, in our first Erangel, we had that hot drop over near the Gaka Fields that was a little bit questionable. Godlike not super happy about that, but there have been performances across the board here. Sorry, Ida. I think it was Ida and Tianbo actually who were on that hot drop earlier on, but still, yeah, a really tricky situation should be unfolding here this time around. Nobody dropping straight to North George, maybe just grabbing some vehicles and heading there later. Orangutan sending Wiscod very far up north, isolated from the rest of the roster. Potentially, again, just grabbing a vehicle, going to break out, rejoin in a moment. As we take a look at our top players, though, it's a 3-way tie with Ulf, Nongshim Red Force, and Horror all having their representatives on our highest elimination counts. And it's a milli-circle.
Let's go. I saw some people pop up in the stands after seeing that zone shift. Here we are in military. All right. Aurora are going to be down there. Nongshim Red Force are going to be close to this circle as well. Man, oh man, Erangel doesn't disappoint here. As, yeah, we had to just touch military just one more time, huh?
Hey, we gotta do it. We gotta do it to him. Aurora already dropping there, obviously, could potentially have some fast rotates there. What we've seen as well from Nongshim Red Force is a lot of times where they've been able to transition very effectively over towards the military island. They've had 2 chicken dinners on 3 of their military island finishes, which is going to hopefully be something that they can repeat. That's what they're looking for here. So a big opportunity for Nongshim, who tends to go for the rotate of one player off the shark fin, rotate down south fairly early on circles like this, try and get a foothold on the north side of the island and work from there. That's what they're going to be looking for. But if we've seen it, the other teams have seen it too. So is anyone going to try and counter that?
Yeah, you know that these teams are prepared to their gills here. They know exactly what these teams are going to do. It's just how are they going to execute? That's going to be the question. Speaking of execution, if we look at the leaderboards right now, there are some teams that could still definitely win this whole tournament further down. I'm looking even all the way down to Team Flash, Aura, Furia, right? In my mind, though, it's getting to the point to where if they're going to win this thing, it's going to be via smash, right? And if they're going to smash, they have this game, and they have one more game to get within that threshold, okay? So if you look at Flash with 92 points, that's still quite a few away to get to that 122, but they have to do it in these next 2 games because you have to hit that threshold and then win the next game.
Absolutely. I mean, from 12 down, I feel like it is pretty much done and dusted for the title, unfortunately. 74 points, putting you really, really far behind of that smash threshold. Unless everybody else in the entire lobby stops earning points and you just keep going on a points victory, maybe. But still, I'm not too sure about that one. So from 12 down,
yeah, it's 48.
I'm having a bad time thinking about their prospects moving on forward, which is unfortunate. But there are opportunities for the rest of the lobby to keep that ball rolling. As you say, Flash really very much on an outside chance. I feel like anyone below 7th place is in that same boat, right? Having a really, really tough time, and even in 7th, 6th, and 5th to boot. It's going to be really rough. It will necessitate a chicken dinner in this match.
Yep.
To go across. This is that Nongshim Red Force rotate.
Here they go.
To tune in with our teams in the smash zone. Nongshim Red Force now across to the military island. S2G went very, very quickly, which makes me question how much loot they're going to have on board to try and hold this. Nongshim took a little bit longer to get across, which is going to give them some more power, some more backstop of utility of supplies. And Aurora, of course, dropping over in that military base. They're not in the smash zone just yet, but they are the team that is closest to it. Only 7 points behind right now. The arena, they're still in South George. It's very likely that they're going to take a long time to go for this rotate.
Yeah, super unlucky on the side of the arena. They've had to do the longest rotations in Erangel all day today, and I think that's why we see them not have as much success as normal. But this is a perfect zone for Nongshim, right? They're going to have the north side of military all to themselves. They know this side of the map like the back of their hand. Enigma Galaxy in the meantime starting to mix into a little bit with Ida, a team they're super familiar with as they battle with them in Pachinki at the start here of the finals.
I mean, it felt like, Ida were across the bridge a lot earlier than this. They just did not have a setup.
No.
So Enigma Galaxy getting across pretty much for free on that location is a great result for the squad. They are, of course, 22 points behind that smash bubble. But she'll need to try and push past in the next, as you say, 2 matches to break on in there. And now Ulf could potentially try and roll across the bridge, but they are going to roll into a much harder stopping block, I imagine, given that Ida have now kind of solidified out to the west side of that exit, and Enigma Galaxy hold the compound to the east side of the bridge.
I'm interested to see the kind of plays we're going to see from these teams, especially in that lower part of the leaderboards, because they want to still win this, it's still possible, but what kind of different play styles are we going to see? Like even Godlike is 74 points. To make it possible, they need a 25-point game here and in the next one, so they'd have to go and just eliminate everybody, right? So I would want to see aggression no matter what from them. Team Flash with 92 points, right? They're going to be hunting down that 122. That's 30 points in the next 2 games, so 15 and 15, much more manageable, right? At the same time, that's a chicken dinner with 5 eliminations, so it's not going to come easy.
Hey, we're just going to see. We're just going to have to see what happens in this game, because right now 4 Thrives with their opportunity crashing into S2G with theirs as well. 1 step closer to the smash zone. 4 Thrives denied there as S2G put their first point on the board after gaining that smash point in that last game and holding this south edge. I mean, they're feeling all right. They're feeling all right. We're still waiting for Zone 2 to really decide where it's going to go.
Yeah.
I have this sort of bubbling feeling in my stomach, and it is, what if we get a really hard north shift and we go back to the mainland? It's so unlikely, and it's not even really worth bringing up. But I just have that little feeling. I'm like, oh, what? My neck is prickling. My spidey senses.
The John Allen tingle.
That's right.
Is in effect here, folks. If we see that northern shift, oh boy, will this be one heck of a party here. Fortunate for 4 Thrives, they're on that most southern part of military, just thinking they can kind of get some of that loot. S2G finding one of their players isolated, and that's IQ gone, just like that. Only player out of the lobby so far. Looking on over, there's still a lot of teams that are on in the blue zone still. I mean, we got E-Arena still in South George, so they're going to be pushing it super late. Tianba's up there, Godlike's up there, Aura are still just crossing. Yes, Naya. So a lot of teams going to be very, very late on this rotate.
Little family outing for Vitality. Pop into the hovercraft, luggage in the boot. Getting that fuel back on board. Minimal vehicles though. Makes this south side for them a lot more difficult to navigate. I'm not too happy with the amount of mobility that they're going to have. They do need to potentially try and find some vehicles or steal some from another team, as our circle will be coming in fairly soon. Yeah, for Vitality, might be a foot-based approach for the future if that hovercraft draws the fire like we see it. The circle shifts out west, and it does keep a lot of that military island in. It's got to push Al Ula away from Novo, and the teams on the east bridge potentially going to have a little bit of a hurry up, but Al Ula have that outpost over to the west. The east bridge, it's going to be a fairly easy disagreement to settle, I imagine, for Flash and Orangutan. Not for either of the two teams, but it should be a fairly simple solution for whichever team comes out on top. At the moment, looks like Orangutan might have the better end of the stick, but the res does need to come through.
Res needs to happen. Unfortunate for Al Ula, they can't catch a break. You know they wanted that observatory position so bad. But they're at the bottom of the leaderboard. Gonna have to do it the hard way. Still on the north side of this island, we got OG battling it out with Team Flash.
सुनिए कोई घर पर है
Teams
क्या?
pretty down on the leaderboard.
कोई है?
Trying to soak up some points here, get some extra placements. Again, you know, Team Flash have a possibility to make a run of it. They need 15 points in this one and the next one to reach that smash zone, to try and smash in that final match. That's if we even get there. We could end this game here and now, folks. But you know what? Before it ends, you guys got to get the game and get one of those Naruto Uzumaki skins right there. We got the Nine Tails Fury's Og still available. Get it while you still can. Aurora, though, at fourth try. This is a huge fight. They are battling it out over by these plain fields. Zold's gonna have the angle there on T24, throws the Molotov on him. He's gonna have to move. The nade goes out to Zold, picks him off a little bit. And now it's a battle. The utility, he touched the volley! He touched it with the tip toe and gets knocked. Another huge mistake here out of fourth rise.
Hey, fourth rise had so much momentum, but the pendulum swings back the other way. And Aurora now are another step closer. They put a second elimination point on the board. They are drawing inexorably towards that 122 metric. Now 5 points for them left to try and claim, to join for a potential smash in Miramar if we get that far, because remember, 3 teams can still win it. And we've seen 2 chicken dinners on Millie Circles coming from Nongshim, who have a 2-2 split on the north side of the island right now. Furia may look to try and challenge the northern point of this. And are Nongshim going to look to regroup over towards the northwest side of Millie? They will have to, at some point, decide which outpost they want to commit to. It may need another circle for them to do so.
Yeah, they're in a really great spot right now. The problem is that everyone's going to want it. And they are completely surrounded by squads. And I guarantee you, the second a team realizes Nongshim where they're at, they're going to full commit to them for sure to try and stop them. E-Arena, meanwhile, going to be coming in through the zone on the north side. Where's this shift going to go? If it goes to the bridge, oh, this is going to be straight chaotic.
It's going to go a little bit close to the bridge. Now Nongshim need to regroup. For my money, I think that southwest side might just be a little bit better for them. They're right next to Ida there. Fury are going to charge on in over the hills. E-Arena have yet to get across the zone as well to get towards that military island crossing. Godlike are going to contest them on it. This could be the make or break moment for E-Arena. If they can get across, they've got the backline of that coast to keep them a little bit safer, but they have to get there first and challenge off Ulf. Maybe Nigma Galaxy will join in that fray, but they have to get across.
Yeah, they're going to have to get across, and it's going to be a tough one right now. I mean, there is so many different teams crowding these bridges, and on both sides, on the eastern and western bridge. You can see Nongshim, though. They got those sandbags. They're going to be holding this hill. This is a great spot in this circle. Going to have so many different sight lines. They can rotate away from it if necessary. They just got to watch out for the crash. These guys are set up for this one here. I'm not kidding. They are the biggest threat in this lobby right now.
It's crazy. Nongshim in a command point in this circle with the chance to smash this away. Put another military victory under their belt as well would be incredible. What a way to close it down. But they have got a long way to go. We're only 12.5 minutes into this game. And there's going to be at least 15 more of them ticking away. Every second, drop of sweat beading on their foreheads of one of our players.
There's Godlike, keeping an eye on E-Arena. Oh, it looks like we did get a huge knock. That's X. ZY. Okay. Yeah, that is Resible, so you should be able to get safe. Yeah, okay, so Nongshim. Remember, they don't know who it is until it's flushed, so they still don't have a clue it's Nongshim just yet.
और तुम्हारी
We'll be able to
dad?
get that healing done. Unlikely that
वो
there's
इतना
any
ध्यान
full
नहीं
crashes
देते थे,
onto
Valeria
this
पर तो
Nongshim
और कम।
position, given that
पर उसके पास
the
मैं था।
direction of crash would need to come from the
तुम
north
बहुत ही
side at the
strong
moment, and Furia, Alola,
18
generally
की उम्र में
not
एक
going to
बच्चे को
have
पालना।
the greatest of times getting across whilst each other are still there, not to mention Nigma Galaxy
बस मुझे मामा
pushing
ही
in
नहीं
from
बुलाया
that
उसने।
north side as well. So I feel like for the next circle 2, maybe, Nongshim Red Force going to be very, very safe and secure in this position in a central spot. I'm also looking at S2G on the southwest side. No one really contesting them. Of course, you do still have Falak from 4th Rise, the last player to stay alive, who could potentially find a backstop position, find an off angle, a cheeky little snake in the grass play. But for S2G on the southwest side, I think they have a good run up as well once everybody else crunches in.
Yeah, there's so many teams here. I mean, S2G, Nongshim Red Force, they're going to have some big dominant positions and could win this game and end the tournament here and now. The question is how are they going to handle these fights? Do they take some of the fights early on like they normally would? Maybe not, because it's going to give away their position and a lot of attention is going to be laser focused on them. A southern shift happens. S2G have the high ground.
Now, this is really important. Sure, S2G have that high ground. That's really good for them, but Nongshim's decisions in the next minute or two are going to be pretty make or break. The teams on the northeast side will have to figure out who's going to take a crack at it. I feel like Nongshim can kind of stay here for a little bit longer, but they have to be able to hold out as the crossing on the bridge starts to unfold. We've got 4 teams behind the queue, and actually E-Arena sweeping in to try and play it behind this. They think, oh, surely the eastern bridge is going to be empty. Think again.
No, there are a whole bunch of teams holding on this eastern bridge. There's like a bunch of squads, and IGL's had the same idea. And this is stage 4. The blue zone is really going to start chunking up here. They cannot afford to be holding here for so long. And for Team Flash, this is their chance to disrupt E-Arena.
A real big chance. E-Arena have stumbled at every block since that first match that saw them into the Smash Zone. And they are being denied access. So many players sit in front of them. You've even got Eagle behind in Milta for Tianba to try and make that one happen. So a really, really desperate scenario now for E-Arena, whilst the 2 teams that sit with them in the Smash Zone are laughing, and there goes Schweppes.
There goes Schweppes.
Unresable now, stage 4.
And now WizGod is going to be looking to get that thirst, soak up their points. They know it's E-Arena here. Oh, the pan shot!
Okay.
Ooh, he said, okay, let me go ahead and get back to this side. Mormon desperate at this point. Just going to be full sending it across this bridge to try and survive. The blue zone chunking them down. And the crowd, you can hear them chanting. I can hear the S2G chants already. They know this looks really good, but can they finish it out?
Oh, this east side concluding, and we didn't really catch it on camera, but Furia went up towards Nigma Galaxy to take that fight on the northern side. They were able to take a player down and not lose any themselves, but again, that leaves no challengers from the east towards that Nongshim high ground position in those sandbag spots. Everybody from the east side is going to be coming into this zone raggedy, run through, as E-Arena do manage to get across the bridge, but at the cost of Schweppes.
Yeah, at the cost of Schweppes and a whole bunch of utility as well. They're going to be going through almost all their meds here just to try and survive. And then they're going to have to get lucky into this circle. They're going to have to hope to catch a third party, something. If they do get that third party, though, and win that fight, this could be dangerous. Let's see how this works out, though, as now we're going to look at Furia getting mighty close to Team Flash. That nade just a little bit too far from Bose.
Well, that's still going. He's taking shots over on the northwest side, over at Godlike. Don't think he's going to manage to push through with complete ease, but it's a good start. As the blue zone at his back, Bose for Team Flash. Remember, they were the team that was holding out that east bridge. They alleviated that pressure, and now they might try and turn their attention to our tabletoppers, Nongshim Red Force, in their bunker spot. It is really dicey for everybody on the east side. They have to push past such a difficult, impregnable position.
Hey, they found a spot though, right? E-Arena was able to find a little bit of space here and possibly some eliminations as WizGod is trying to drive by. He thought this was open. No, it's not. WizGod almost on fire, somehow still alive. And now getting taken out by Alula.
All right, okay. Well, that was a crazy dash out of the open through the melee position. A team that we haven't talked about in a while is Aurora, who sit as a blocker to Alula. And remember, they are a team chasing towards that smash zone. And they find a spot on towards Mormon as well and knock over to E Arena, and they are now down another player. Vitality pick up that flush. So Aurora denied the point, which could be pretty crucial if they do not make it into the smash zone here. But with Aurora in the buildings on the south side of this zone, as it pushes, by the way, away from Nongshim, that could be devastating for Aurora if they don't make it all the way.
Aurora looking dangerous, though. They're actually going to be fighting out with E Arena. That's a big one, a big fight about to take off as they're waiting for this next circle. This is still stage 5, but military zones are just so dangerous. Aurora are going to have this beautiful compound for now, so they don't have to move. Right now, they're just keeping eyes on Alula, trying to get a few more eliminations. They know they're that close. Only 5 points away now from that smash zone.
Goodness me, I feel like the most important decision here is Nongshim's rotate. The question is when. What do you need to have in place before you go for it? And I feel like this is one of them. Clearing out the back, Team Flash, if soon as they roll out, they're going to get hounded down. So the ability to clear that out is brilliant. But then where do you go from there? Maybe you try and crash towards the arena, but we'll see what they can find in the fight with Flash as they roll up for a second rundown. So easy goes low, but he's still got a little bit more bite behind him. And he snaps back. Flash do go down, and no not sent, but here come Nick Galaxy. They're straight into the fight. A 1-2 go down. There they go. What on earth was that? Nick Galaxy with the targeted, surgical, precision strike. Take down the table toppers. Nongshim denied.
Out of here. Nick Galaxy heard that fight. They knew who was on top of the hill, and they say, you know what? We want a piece of that, baby. And they got the whole thing. Nongshim Red Force are out. S2G E Arena still alive. As Nick Galaxy in just one fell swoop could have saved this tournament, and we could see another match.
My goodness me, but S2G with that opportunity now on the southwest side of the circle. Have to get a little bit closer to it. They've still got the Madman Palak to deal with though in the foothills of their position. And Lost is rolling up to it. There's a nade cooking, so have to be careful. I feel like they should know there's someone in the shack. They should know. As the nades are flying, Godlike and launching forwards. Kamikaze will certainly know about it now. Godlike wants to challenge on this hillside, the southwest side, getting hotter and hotter. Oh, okay, it's the Lone Ranger. On horseback, charging into battle.
Falak on the move. 1 horsepower, man. He's on the move. Can he survive? He hops. Jumps out for a little bit longer and survives.
Hey, he's got that big iron on his hip. He's ready for the fight. Godlike, try and take him down. You're going to have to do better than that. One more under the belt for Falak, but he goes down to a long-range third party, and the circle goes south too, over to S2G. For Turkey, they have the shot. They have the inside track. It is about conversion now.
And the whole lobby needs to understand who is the greatest threat in this lobby. It's S2G. They're alive. They have the high ground. They have the ammunition. They could end this tournament right here, right now. A lot of fights happening on the other side of things, though, and that's going to be chaotic on the side that S2G are starting to spread their wings. They're taking so much real estate in this circle, looking to get the chicken.
They could make it up to first place overall and down go E Arena, so now guaranteed the only team to make it across. To be in with a chance, with a smash victory on this game, on this final angle, is S2G. But Aurora could change that tune. They are 2 points away from the smash zone. One more team goes down, they are in, and on the north side, it makes it happen. Aurora will join the top 3 in the smash zone if we go to another match.
Oh, and you can see Zol. He knows it. He knows exactly where this S2G squad is. He spotted him. Did he spot Hansuji, though, in the grass, waiting to make a play? Zol getting mighty close here. Oh, Hansuji does stand up. The fight waiting to happen. This could be the fight to decide this tournament. Well, whichever team owns this one, they're going to control this entire side of the map.
There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The only way for Aurora to keep this one going for a chance at their own victory, their own table-topping performance, is to take down S2G, who sit atop the mountain, presiding over the military finish. Nongshim Red Force swept aside with a targeted strike from Nick Galaxy. E-Arena struggling, clawing their way towards the circle, finally fell apart at the seams and could not go the distance, but S2G have their chance.
They've got it. You can see Kamikaze spreading out, rocking a 3-1 split on the side of S2G. Team Vitality, another squad that could be dangerous. They're focusing on the wrong team, though. They're looking towards Aurora. All of their efforts need to be going towards S2G. If Vitality fight Aurora, that's a perfect opportunity for S2G to third-party this and take this tournament.
But I mean, where do Vitality go? Where do they go to try and make the most of this match, right? It is towards Aurora. You can't sweep West. Furia still have some snakes in the grass, and Kamikaze's reinforcing that position. I feel like Vitality might just be giving this one over to S2G.
You got to realize, Vitality, it's either go anywhere else or go home right now. If they battle this out, it's going to give S2G a massive advantage here in this game, as these are the two squads with a full team still alive in this tournament.
We need to put the aura in Aurora right now. They need to look big, play big, score big, get into the smash zone, because they are the only team really in the driving seat. The circle takes the backstop position out for S2G. Vitality are just gonna have to cross, but S2G might take shots at them as well. On this approach, up to the ridgeline, the fight is teetering. We are on a knife's edge.
Here we go, we can hear the crowd chanting S2G because they know they have the high ground. They do lose that building though, so that backstop there by Soul K, he's gonna have to jump on down and look at this position. This is all about fight timing. If Aurora and Vitality battle each other out, S2G should have this one in the bag. And top is looking in Vitality's direction.
Okay. We'll see if this suppressive force can go. I mean, Vitality's approach is not easy, even if S2G aren't peeking all the way down. There is still angles that they can take over towards Vitality. And they may actually opt to stay on the top of this ridge.
You could feel the tension in the air. You can cut it with a knife. This could be the end of the tournament. We're watching the last game if S2G take this one. Furia. Don't count them out either. They have 2 players up, but they could definitely disrupt this entire fight.
Down the line.
Here we go. One more zone shift. One more zone shift to decide who's going to have the advantage. And if S2G are going to be able to take it. Chief driving up, he gets knocked out. Now it's only Ayala left for Furia.
There was also a knockover towards a Vitality player coming through from Aurora, who are pushing up to the ridge but leaving top out to deal with Vitality's position. It's so suppressed. Oh, the links coming into play, and there's a knockover towards top. S2G find the backline. That's not going to be resable. 3 players now for Aurora with their chance to take it all away, but S2G with only 2 elims, they don't need any more than that. All they need is the win, and with 3 teams beneath them. Oh, look how important Aurora think this res is. Top desperately calling for assistance. It's needed, and Kamikaze rolls out to try and suppress it, but no, lost back behind the tree.
Ziola with the critical shots and the off angle from Doc is able to knock a player from S2G, and here comes Aurora. They're rolling a move. They got the shots. It's all Doc, baby, shutting them down.
Kamikaze now, the last player for S2G. It's still doable. It can still be done, but it would need a miracle. Reefus turns his attention towards the backline, so Vitality still sit living. 4 players alive, all rest up. They might be the ones to take it all.
It's Kamikaze versus the world. If he somehow takes this, it's game over. Ayala by himself. Reefus dominating this lobby, and Vitality's in trouble.
A Kamikaze in the center of the circle with the assistance from Ayala could suppress that position from Aurora. If they get Ziol back up, that does change the tune. And Kamikaze has the broadside. Reefus goes low but stays alive. And down go S2G. Aurora keep it going. We are going to Miramar.
We are going to the desert, and we only knew that in the last second. That one was way too close for comfort, and S2G PUBG. You can see the look on their faces, the devastation. It could have been over right then, right there.
They had that game in the palm of their hand, and through their fingers, the dust of their defeat pours down. And they are going to feel so bad about that one. Oh,
they had the high ground.
That high ground.
Oh.
Aurora with the charge through. It felt like the knocks were there. Everything was lining up. But they built that house on foundations of sand. And they have to go again. And this time, there's a fourth player in the ring.
Oh my goodness. It's games like that are matches of nightmares. Those are the ones that stick with you, that you remember, that you wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night just thinking, oh, if I would have just looked in this direction, made this one little move, we could have won it right then and there. But this tournament's not over. We still have 2 more matches left to go. But like you mentioned, Aurora are looking to roar up to the top as they take this one at the last second.
I mean, what a finish coming through. Kamikaze nearly getting this elimination onto Reefus as well. You can see how low Reefus got. Yeah, those nades got cleaning him up as well. Aurora, fantastic play coming through from them. They drop military, they stay military, they win military. That is how you want to close down